Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Aeon Trespass Odyssey. I'm Emerging Boat, and we are continuing the finale of Cycle 3 in this video. And I'm going to start off with saying that this is a huge spoiler. This entire video is going to be a massive spoiler. It's one of the biggest spoilers in the game. So if you have any inclination to be like, oh, I don't think I want like a big spoiler ruined for me, do not watch this video. Okay, got it? Don't watch this video if you don't want anything spoiled for you. If you don't want like a big spoiler ruined for you, don't watch it. Turn it off now, go back, watch something else. Because on the count of 3, I'm going to switch over to a screen that you won't be able to unsee, and there's going to be no going back. So 1, 2, 3, boom. We have our fight set up with the Pitiless, aka Helios himself. And you better believe this is going to be a battle that's hard as hell. The whole setup for this fight is just provided on cards. Instead of having like, you know, the giant cycle booklet that gives you the instructions for how to set this battle up, you have little cards that were hidden in envelopes that just show you how to do the battle setup, the traits that the Pitiless has, the terrain, all this random stuff, battle setup. I mean, that's not random. It's completely, all of it has a point. But yeah, they did such a good job of like hiding this fight within the box. I was totally shocked when this happened in my first playthrough, like just mind blown. It was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in a board game. But one difference I'm going to do from the first time I did this is that when I first played this fight, I did not do the challenge mode that they offered, and I forgot that they even offered a challenge mode for this fight. But if you recall, in the story section that we read at the end of the last video, there was basically a note that said we could do the super hard mode, which is the Phonico Stoa. And the rule says that the Phonico Stoa has limited space for Titans. So your Titan limit for this battle is 4, you'll see. Proceed to the battle setup instructions on the setup 1 card. So I haven't gotten to anything that really talks about where that Titan limit is going to come into play. I kind of remember, but I also don't really that much. But yeah, for our battle setup here, the reason I switched out to Logic Breaker, Maze Runner, Earthshaker, and Game Changer, well, Game Changer, I love you. You're always great. Plus you have Shade Training, which should be great in this fight. But the reason I switched out to these Titans is because I had to. The battle setup dictates that you have to start with Game Changer, Earthshaker, Maze Runner, and Logic Breaker, even if you do not have these Titan types. We have a Merciless Sun, so this is obviously very similar to, or this is going to be very similar to the Merciless Sun that the Sun Descendant has. It might be, it doesn't have like the Sun move kind of deal, but it's another card that's just like, oh, at the beginning of every primordial round, Helios is going to do that card. Well, actually, let's cut over to this view, and let's put. I mean, I'll just kind of show what's the important cards to show here. Oh, I'll show this for now, and then we can show Merciless Sun as well. But yeah, so here's the battle setup. So that's what I'm kind of reading off of right now. I've already read off of it, and I think I have everything covered, but I will read through it out loud just to make sure I have my bases covered. But then on the back of that is our primordial sheet. Pitiless has a 9 or higher to hit, infinite movement, and 10 health. Although notably, we only have 4 BP1s and 4 BP2s, and that's it. That's all the BPs that we have. So I don't know. We're going to have to see how we have to do this. But he has 3 traits. Number 1 is Pitiless Sun, which is this card, which says that if you start the primordial round or your Titan turn adjacent to the Pitiless, you are incinerated. So that is very noteworthy, and we want to make sure that we have reposition on Titans that have melee weapons, which I was intentional about. Then the next trait is God Among Men, which says that the Pitiless performs his round after 2 Titan turns. Then the other 2 Titans go, then the Pitiless, then the players can rearrange their playing order. At the start of each Pitiless round, perform Merciless Sun. So there's our indicator that he's going to do Merciless Sun at the beginning of every one of his rounds, and he gets twice as many rounds as normal. This is going to be possibly the hardest fight for me. I mean, not only is it just a hard fight in general, but I've only done this fight once. I don't know this Primordial really at all. But I think it's safe to assume that his AI cards are probably going to be very deadly. We did get to do a, what's it called? Divine Surge before this, so we have access to all of our nymphs. So Solitude Nymph, who I'm sure we're going to be using, well, hold on, I'm getting into strategy now, but let me finish talking about the Primordial. So we went over Pitiless Sun, we went over God Among Men, and then he also has Race the Sun, which I have not read through that yet, but that is going to be on the back of this. It has some things that we have to read if we have the choice matrix marked off, so we'll have to check that. R7 is on there as something. I know we have that one because that is the one we got from freeing Sisyphus, I think. Yeah, because that's the one that's on the Untruthbearer sheet. And then he has another trait called Gods Don't Look Back. It says that Titans attacking from the blind spot gain an additional +1 precision on top of the regular bonus. So we benefit a little bit from the arrogance of Helios, and we can get some additional precision. We effectively get +2 precision if we attack him from the blind spot. And also, I'm just reading now the bottom of Merciless Sun. This is good confirmation for me because the battle setup, oh geez, I'm dropping cards. The battle setup doesn't actually have any of the time anchors on there. And so I wasn't sure. I defaulted to putting time anchors on because I was like, well, technically this is still a cycle 3 fight, so I assume I should need them. But this is actually good confirmation because it says that glaciate the time anchor of the Titan with the lowest fate, rewind the Titan with the highest fate. So that's good to know. One thing that I wasn't really sure about with this fight, and I'm still not sure about, is with the whole rounds deal. Like Titan, like in the Titan round is basically split into 2 parts. It doesn't specify how that really affects things that affect the Titan round. Like for instance, I think Argo abilities could be a little weird. Like there's 2 ways I think there are to interpret that God Among Men trait. Number one is that you have a single, like within a Titan round, it's split into 2 parts. You have Titan round 1, part 1, then the Primordial round, then Titan round 1, part 2. Or you could say it's Titan round 1, a Titan round is only 2 Titan turns. It goes Titan round 1, then Primordial round, Titan round 2, then Primordial round. I think there are other fights where there is some wording around the ladder that is intentionally specific about it, like a Titan round only being 2 Titan turns. And so to me, this feels different. Like I'm going to interpret this as like rules as written, like it is a single, like each Titan round is just split into 2 parts. And so how I'm going to play is that like Argo abilities, well, actually, I don't know. Argo abilities don't but then Argo abilities you can use in like I think I would play it that reflex priming, for instance, I can only use it once every 4 Titan turns. That feels weird, but it also feels weird to reset those every like 2 Titan turns. The area where that does make the most difference, in my opinion, though, is something like Shaded. Because depending on how you interpret a Titan round in this fight, Shaded could potentially last you 2 Primordial rounds. But like rules as written, I'm going to play it as rules as written in this case, where I think that's like if I'll go into strategy a little bit after I talk about, or I show the Titan loadouts, and I'll talk about the impact that the whole interpretation of God Among Men has on this fight. So anyway, let me just show the loadouts here, and then we'll talk about strategy, and then we'll go into, we'll have to finish some of the setup with reading stuff. So here we go. Oh, dang, I cut back without having put tokens on. 1 second. Okay, so let's talk about general strategy for this fight. We'll start with the Argo abilities, because if you notice, I have 2 Argo abilities. I have both Pursuer Order and Chronosphere Warning System to allow us to do movement during windows of opportunity. With how often Pitiless can attack, one of my first priorities was, okay, let's make sure that we have plenty of movement. We want to make sure that we can try to get Titans into shaded spaces, because if we don't get them into shaded spaces, then I think that's going to be one of the quickest ways we can just slowly, not even slowly lose Titans. We're just going to lose Titans that way, and we can't afford that, especially because Pitiless's attack, Merciless Sun, is a little bit less predictable, I would say. You have less opportunity to prepare for it than you did with the Sun Descendant. You have fewer turns, and as opposed to Pitiless doing a Sun move and then doing the shaded, or the targeting the unshaded board, Pitiless will go through and just turn to face the most Titans and then do the attack. So I am not used to having to plan for Merciless Sun in that way. So I figured let's bring movement to give us as like an emergency backup option of, okay, we need to try to get Titans into shaded spots. Similarly, we have 3 things that will allow our Titans to become shaded. We have Shade Training on our Game Changer, which was just nice. I didn't even think about like planning this far in advance, because I didn't remember that we would have to start off with these 4 Titans for this fight. But it's nice that Shade Training is available to us right now, because we can use that to get into a shaded space. And that effect, shaded, is where there's a huge difference, I think, in how you interpret the God Among Men trait. Because if you interpret it as its rules as written, the Titan round is still a single Titan round that is divided, like it has a primordial round in the middle of it and a primordial round at the end of it. Then that means that shaded can last you through 2 primordial rounds. If you interpret it as, okay, well then you have a Titan round part 1, or you have a Titan round 1, primordial round, Titan round 2, primordial round 2, and that's when all 4 of your Titans have gone, then then shaded can only last you for 1 primordial round. But let's see, what else do we need to cover here? We have 2 Titans with ranged weapons. Part of that is because they're just some of my strongest weapons that I have. The other part of that is that ranged weapons are beneficial in this fight because we have these spots for like sun movement, or I can't remember what they call it. It's not sun move, but it's similar to sun movement, where the Pitiless can kind of like teleport between different spots. And I don't think we really know when that's going to happen. I'm sure it'll be on AI cards, but we don't really have a pattern for it. So if we assume that the Pitiless is going to be pretty mobile, then we know that ranged weapons can be beneficial. So, you know, that ranged weapons basically kind of equates to extra movement. Additionally, because of the Pitiless Sun trait, if you start the primordial round or your Titan turn adjacent to the Pitiless, you are incinerated. Having 2 ranged weapons gives us a little bit more. We have a lower likelihood of triggering that and dying from that. And then for our Titans that have melee weapons with the Game Changer and the Maze Runner, we have reposition. So Maze Runner has reposition built into the first level of her Kratos table. And then Game Changer, I ended up swapping in Exile's Guard for his armor because that has reposition 2 on it. So we should be set there. And how I'm going to start this is we know that Merciless Sun is going to be targeting the unshaded board. And so if, well, we also know that the Merciless Sun is going to be turning to face the most Titans. That's the part that I really cared about. So in the first round, it's ambiguous which way he's going to face, so we can kind of determine, we can say which way he'll face. So if we say he's going to face east, then that means that these Titans over here are just shaded to start. So that's great. We want to take advantage of that because that red line is considered an obstacle. So those 2 Titans are shaded. There's not really another direction that, like, if we had him face south, then Game Changer would be considered shaded, but like facing east is the best direction for that first primordial round because that gives the most Titans shaded just inherently. But we also know that we're going to be getting a lot of attacks because he's going to be going after every 2 Titan turns. So we're not really guaranteed that all of our Titans are going to be able to even go in the first round. So we want to kind of prioritize like getting Titan attacks early. And so we can do that using a combination of both Argo Cryptex Beta to be able to gain 2 fate at the start of battle to get a Titan turn in before the primordial goes, as well as using the Mask Nymph to be able to get an additional Titan turn in before that first primordial round. So my plan there is to have Logic Breaker come in and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, attack the Pitiless from there. So Logic Breaker would be using Mask Nymph to be able to go first, attack the Pitiless from here, and use Shade Armor to go shaded. Then we wouldn't really care about where he moves after that because he'd be considered shaded, but we would just want to keep him on this east side of the board. And then, oh, actually, I did mean to swap. I need to make sure that Logic Breaker has Eye of the Watcher because that Motivate will be extremely useful for him. Because he would need to motivate the Game Changer 2 to go up here on Game Changer's turn, or so that Game Changer can go before the Primordial with the Argo Cryptex Beta and still be in range to attack with movement. And the other benefit of having that some of that extra move or motivate from Eye of the Watcher, actually we could do it with both Eye of the Watcher and or Cyclopean Hand Mirror, is that we could motivate one of these 2 Titans to go 1 space off their time anchor while still being shaded, because we also have to prepare for the fact that Merciless Sun is going to cause the Titan with the lowest fate to have their time anchor glaciated, and if it's going to have to target one of these Titans that hasn't gone before the Primordial has, it'd be nice if we can get them off of their time anchor so that way they don't immediately have to suffer crash, gain in danger, gain in ambrosia, all that stuff, get knocked down. Like I think we have a few sources of Inspire, but we would like to avoid that. Actually, one thing I just considered though is that if Logic Breaker uses that Shade Armor in the first, like in that bonus turn before the Primordial round, then by definition of shaded, he's going to lose that shaded as soon as the first Titan round starts. So that is not ideal. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to rethink my whole strategy just for that, I don't think. Because it also means Logic Breaker is not going to get a turn for a while if we use the Mask Nymph for him. That also means that I'm not going to get the benefit of using the Eye of the Watcher for quite a while. Okay, anyway, I don't know. I don't want to overthink this fight. I've already spent too much time thinking about it this morning. Let's see, what else did I kind of base my loadout around? Maze Runner has Theogonius. I gave her Theogonius just because I wanted to give other Titans other weapons, mainly. Like Earthshaker just makes sense to have the Devolver because it means he can also have a shield. I I did not use, what's it called? Daedalus's Flight, because I didn't, like, the only Titan I could really give that to, or the only two Titans, would be Earthshaker and Game Changer. And I don't know, I just didn't think it was worth trying to shoehorn in, because if I gave it to Game Changer, I'd lose a support slot. If I gave it to Earthshaker, then I'm like, I don't know, then Devolver just isn't quite as nice on other Titans. On Logic Breaker can be good, like if we can get Logic Breaker up to 4 Rage, which is probably going to be unlikely, but if we can get up to 4 Rage, then he can get Tireless and avoid having to exhaust the Devolver. I don't expect I'm going to be able to take advantage of that. But anyway, sorry, with Maze Runner, she has Theogonius, partly because I didn't want to put it on other Titans, but also because she has 6 movement. We also give her an extra movement with the spherical armor. So she's going to be our most mobile Titan, so why not give her Theogonius? And then she would also have prototype Trespass device, so if she does die, then we can bring back our Titan with the strongest weapon. Although now that I'm thinking about it, maybe do I want to switch the roles of Maze Runner and Game Changer? Give Game Changer the strongest weapon? Yeah, I kind of think I do. It might be dumb because then I think I still need to have Exile's Garb on Game Changer. So whoever has, like, if Game Changer has Theogonius, he's going to have less movement. But if we can keep Logic... Clearly I didn't think enough about this fight, and clearly I'm less prepared for this fight than I am for other fights, because I am really struggling with what I want to do for strategy here. Yeah, let's switch them. I still keep Atlantean Oscillator on the Haka Blade. You get that. Do I want to switch out who gets Argo Cryptex Beta? That I'm not sure of yet. You keep that. We will switch the accessories around. Which means that you, Maze Runner, will take one of the Ambrosia tokens. Game Changer gets Theogonius. We'll put Sun Guard over here. Prototype Trespass device, because now I'm preserving my strongest Titan and Theogonius with Prototype Trespass device. Then I probably still keep Argo Cryptex Beta on Game Changer, because he would still want to use Shaded in the first, like in that bonus turn. Then he can use it again in the first Titan round. Okay, I just need to start this fight because I'm gonna drive myself crazy if I keep trying to overthink these things. The other thing to note is that we do have a bunch of Nemoses that we get to use. So from that first story, or from that story paragraph, instruction paragraph, whatever, that we read at the end of the last video, it basically said that we have access to all of the Nemoses from all of our retired Argonauts. So I have them all right here. This is a lot of Nemesis. Did I really have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Argonauts retire? Let me double check that. Argonauts, go over here. Okay, yeah, we did have 8 Argonauts retire. Okay, cool. And I'll probably, like, one that I have in mind for how I want to use it is Death Precedes. That has a bunch of start of battle effects. You can either move 1 space towards the primordial, you can gain a rage at the start of the battle, or you can use the level 3 ability to place 3 opening tokens, 2 break tokens, or 1 rouse token in the Kratos pool. I will probably use that. I just don't know if I want to do 3 opening tokens, 2 break tokens, or 3 opening tokens. I don't want to do the 1 rouse. I don't know if I want to do 3 opening or 2 break, though, for Logic Breaker going first with the Devolver. I think, I didn't actually do the simulator, but I think mathematically it'd probably be better to do the break tokens, but I don't know, there's also just a huge chance of full missing if I don't get extra opening in there, because right now I'd have to roll an 8 or higher for him to hit on that first. That's so low. Maybe I'll switch around. All right, let's just do this. Let's switch around these 2 things, because that way now we're giving +1 precision to Logic Breaker. Makes them a little bit more likely to hit, and then maybe we want to use the break tokens. Okay, I'm going to stop fiddling. Let's determine. We still have to determine primordial facing direction. I still need to do that. Where the heck do my setup cards go? Yes, we do have to do that. Then what else needs to happen here? Then there are some things that we need to read on Race the Sun. Okay, so primordial facing direction. Let's draw our minor trauma and see what we get. We get east. Okay, well, don't really know how much that actually matters. I guess maybe it could have helped if we were facing west, because then maybe like Game Changer could have gone into a blind spot or something like that, but whatever. Then we have some story, or not story, well, I guess story. We have some things to read from Race the Sun, but we need to check if we have some of these checkboxes marked. No, not that. This. If M11 is marked, I don't know what that one is. M11, Fisher defies Helios, refuses to bow before him, and looks for her lost love despite the risk of forgetting everything. Oh, okay, this is a retirement, I guess. Because I think that's all the 11 and 12s are. If M11 is marked C198. Main story. 19. Nope. 98.
There is a flash of movement as a figure darts past your field of vision faster than the eye can follow, as if the shape flickers through the air, blinking in and out of existence. Helios! The voice of an Argonaut bellows through the Triskelion junction. You know that voice. It belongs to a comrade you parted ways with so long ago. You took everything from me, my love, life, my child. The luminous youth doesn't even turn to look at the new arrival.
I do not remember you,
He says with the faintest of smiles, then adds,
but whatever I did, I would do again.
a bestial roar of rage and despair answers him.
Oh shit, Fisher's back! Gain a Sky Seer Titan. If you don't have it, we do have we do have one, so. Equipped with a Spiral Mace and Uracal cards. It's junctioning with the Curse of the Gods Argonaut. Hope you kept their Argonaut sheet, as we asked you to. I don't remember that. They join the battle as a 5th combatant. Place the Titan miniature adjacent to any of the other Titans. They must always go first in the Titan round and are not taken into account when resolving the God Among Men trait. Now return to the previous passage. Well, the previous passage was just a Race the Sun thing. Okay, that is gonna make... I don't have things set up for a 5th slot. Give me 1 second. All right, let's see. Maybe we'll move these up and move these traits up. And then we can just put Sky Seer here. So I guess she gets those pieces of gear and nothing else. I'm not going to be able to zoom in on her because I don't really have stuff set up for that. And then we have to fit her. Oh, actually, well, I guess what other Nemos did she have? Argonauts. Retired. Fisher had Curse of the Gods and A Night to Remember. And she had A Night to Remember unlocked at level 2. So I guess I'll just use, what's the level 2 ability of that? Another Titan may exhaust. All right, so let's do, this is going to be weird to represent. We're going to say our level 1 and our level 2 abilities for A Night to Remember for Fisher. Let's put those here and here. And maybe let's do, those are both exhaust, right? And which tokens are we using for Nemoses? The yellow ones. Okay. Let me do it this way. No, actually, let me do it this way, because then you can probably see the tokens better too. All right, so we'll use those to represent if she has a Night to Remember abilities used or not. And she also needs one for the Curse of the Gods Nemos. Oh, actually, I guess we don't really need two for this. We just need one. And she did have a Fated Nemos. You cannot voluntarily end your movement adjacent to another Titan. I don't feel like digging out the Fated Nemos from that. So let me just put a little like colored marker on the bottom of our Sky Seer here, and then we have to figure out where we want to place her. Oh, dang. Because I would love to be able to place her over here, but then if I do that, I'm going to end up... also, I need some Triskelion... more counter dice for the Triskelion for her. Before I forget about that, let's do this. Like, boom. There. There. And then I need some tokens for her abilities. Oh, this is a lot to track. But dang, all right, so I think I need to play Sky Seer though on the east side of the map because shoot. Yeah. I think I have to go like over here. And then I'll have to use a charge of Chronosphere Warning System to get her to be shaded for that first primordial round. Okay. I think that's everything for that. Then I think we have one more story part to read. If R7 is marked C199, let's make sure that that is the thing that I think it is. R7, freed Sisyphus. Yes, okay. See paragraph 199. Oops.
I sense it. You have freed the wretched king of brutes from his slavish task.
The golden youth says with a lovely boyish smile that makes you warm in the hearts and loins.
Puny monkeys. Trismegistus domesticates you poorly.
He shakes his head mournfully.
No second chances for you,
He adds, snickering.
No more trespassing on hallowed ground, you godless animals. No more Delphian flytrap, you dirty meat bags. No more Helios Panoptus.
The spite in his voice breaks through even his divine demeanor.
Do you know, perchance, what dank dump the thuggish oaf has skulked to?
Here's a hint.
The thunderclap punch sends the radiant man flying, straight into his glorious throne, accompanied by the crack of marble. The greater titan Sisyphus stands taller than any of your titans, almost as tall as the golden youth. You don't know how he got here, but that doesn't really matter. The wounds of captivity have begun to heal. A glimmer of hope lights his weary eyes, while a self-satisfied smile contrasts with his rugged features and beard. He has waited more than an Aeon for this.
Be gone, Typhon!
Screams the pitiless god, all semblance of the divine now gone from his perfect features, conjuring the incinerating forces of the sun.
After you.
Don't worry, I'll fill in for the missing voices there. The duel between Sisyphus and the Pitiless will smash the sun's domain to dust, but the score is known. The Pitiless has been defeated by your boundless compassion and selflessness. You have emerged victorious. Of course, as this is a game about battles, you may and should still fight the final battle against the Pitiless to wipe that arrogant, damn smile off his beautiful face. So let's go. Return to the battle immediately. You gain the Wise Providence boon. If you truly don't want to experience this, see 206 instead. Okay, great. So now I can do the challenge mode without feeling like like I'm cheating if I end up having to restart the fight or something like that because I would lose. Because if we lose this, we'll just, say we move on because we defeated him with Sisyphus. I forgot that R7 did that for this story. And the Wise Providence, I guess with the Wise Providence boon, that's also going to make it really weird with the Titan round stuff because we get a full Titan round, but the Pitiless still gets to go after every 2 Titan turns. Let me go back and look up the exact wording of Wise Providence here. The battle begins with a Titan round instead of the primordial round. Okay, so it's not like some extra round necessarily. It's just we change the ordering of who starts. So now does that make my Mask Nymph and Argocryptex Beta useless? I mean, I guess you could still use Argocryptex Beta because you would just get an extra turn before the primordial. And then what's the wording on Mask Nymph? 1 Titan may perform their turn before the first primordial round instead of in the first Titan round. So I think Mask Nymph becomes useless then with Wise Providence, but I think Argocryptex Beta does still work. But I'm gonna have to come back to this because I spent so much time thinking about that whole setup for the first part of the battle, and now it's kind of a little bit null and void because things have changed. I should have done the traits first, but then also I wouldn't have been able to change things if I had started reading those traits because we would have already had to do some of our battle setup. So, all right, well, I will be right back. I'm back, and you might be wondering, emerging mode, why does everything look moved around? And I'm here to tell you, I fucked up. I was doing this battle, I got up to about 5 wounds. Things were going okay. My attack rolls were terrible. I missed on a couple of BPs. But the AI cards that we drew, we got super lucky on, so a bit of a mixed bag. I think it was going pretty well. And then I realized I was playing something wrong. I forgot about this additional rule down here that says when the Pitiless is instructed to appear at the closest sun circle, place his miniature on the closest sun circle space. No problem, did that. If he is already on a sun circle space, fully or partially, place him on the next clockwise space instead. Yeah, I didn't do that. Instead, I was interpreting it as, well, there are some things that say place him on the closest sun circle, so I interpreted it as, oh, well, the closest one is the one he's on, because that has applied in other cases in this game. But in this case, there is an additional rule that overrides that. So there were a couple of other areas where I don't know, the video just wasn't as clean as I wanted it to be. So I was like, okay, I don't feel like retconning that. That would have affected a lot of the things. I think it would have been hard to do. So I'm just starting from scratch. But full disclosure, I do have information about some of the AI cards, some of the BP cards. Like knowing some information about how the BP cards work is going to affect how I play. I'm not going to let it affect how, like, I'm going to start off doing the same thing that I did before. But I have some information that I shouldn't really have going into this. Like on this Race the Sun card where we have the things to read. We already read the things for M11 and R7. We read those before I took a break. I have already read when the first Titan dies, so I know what happens there. And I know what happens after we deal the 3rd wound. I haven't read after the 6th wound. I think I said already, I got up to 5 wounds, so that's the point that I know. I will do the same thing starting off that I did before, and I will let you know when the information that I have is already starting to kind of affect how I'm going to take turns. So not an ideal scenario, but I think it's better than trying to like piece together what would have been a really messy like undoing of things from the previous video. So we'll make do with what we got. I did shuffle the, what's it called? I did shuffle all the trauma decks, so I'm keeping the same facing direction because we already like determined that yesterday. But I did shuffle the trauma decks, so I don't remember what card we drew to show the facing direction, but it's possible it's back on top if I shuffle the way I normally shuffle, which is terribly. Oh, the other thing that I mentioned, I think at the beginning of the first take of this, is that I'm not sure how Argo Cryptex Beta would work in this case, where we have both, what's it called, Wise Providence and the not the Sun Descendant, the Pitiless gets to go after every 2 Titan turns. Like, realistically, I think the way you could interpret it, at least the way I would interpret it, is that you can gain 2 fate, you get to still take an extra turn during that Wise Providence round because you're just getting an extra bonus turn. And I would say because it's a bonus turn, it doesn't really count towards the God Among Men trait. But I'm going to do the same thing that I did in the first take. I'm just going to ignore that because I'm not sure how to interpret it. I think it's a little bit harder to play, or harder to, if we say that we can't take that bonus turn. So we're not going to do that. The other thing that I was going to do at the start of, or that I did at the start of the fight in the last round, was that I used Death Proceeds to get 2, did I do 2 break tokens or 3 opening tokens? I think I did 3 opening tokens because I didn't want to full miss. So I'm going to do the same thing now. And then I think we have all of our start. Show this there. Also, I did mess up a few times on the camera in the first take because I was confused at how I wanted to handle a Skyseer, because I was like, well, I don't have a view that zooms in on her. So then there was times where I was rolling dice and I wasn't showing it. So hopefully this take will just be better all around and it'll be much less of a mess. But I think I have all the, oh no. Start of battle effects resolved. The last thing I need to do is Cyclopean Hand Mirror. Last time I did draw a You Live Obol. Let's see if we have that same luck. Fuck yes. All right. Let's take these and just shuffle them. Do this and put them over on the side over here. 3, 2, 1. Roll our die. 6 mod 2 is even, or 0, so we don't change anything else there. And we will get to put a nice You Live marker on our Cyclopean Hand Mirror. Let me review all of the traits just to make sure I remember things. Okay, yes, I think I'm good. All right, so the way I started off last time was you have to go first with Skyseer, and she does not count towards the what's it called? The God Among Men trait. So I had her go up 1, 2, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and just hide back there because I didn't want to have to transform Spiral Mace into, like, I could attack with her if I transform Spiral Mace into Spiral Spear and use Fly to fly over this iceberg. That's the only way I can attack with her, and even then I don't really like my chances of wounding, so I was just like, all right, I'm just going to put her up by this iceberg and just hide. To be completely honest, she was pretty dang useless in that last fight. She didn't attack her first turn. Her second turn, she did not wound, and then she was the first Titan to die. So maybe that'll happen again. Then I'll do same thing that I did last time. I will go with Logic Breaker. And the first time I did this, I did not wound. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we end up having better luck this time. We will gain a fate to reestablish our time anchor to be on our space. And then what else do I want to do here? I don't think there's anything else I want to do. All right, well, obviously attack, but we're going to gain a rage, and then we also have to gain a fate. So we go up to 2 rage, 2 fate. And we need +1, +2. We have +5 to hit, so we need 4 or higher here. That's a 4. I am not going to push my luck there. I think I also rolled a 4 last time. Whatever it was, I knew it was not. If I had done the 2 break instead of the 3 opening, I remember I would not have been able to hit. So consistent so far. We're going to draw our BP1, and we get the gorgeous chest. AT value of 7. Fail effect is perform signature against the attacker. Wound effect is the Pitiless moves 6 spaces directly away from the attacker. We do also get auto break 1. Boom. We will get 2 black and 3 red for this. Yeah, the first time I did this, I just had a really bad roll, a really bad power roll. And I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to do Death Follows. I'm just going to use that just because I would really like to wound, even though it didn't help me last time. But I'm going to roll all dice at the same time this time, because last time I rolled them all individually, and that is so much better. Hell yeah. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And break. So we are good. Also, actually, nope, there is one thing I wanted to do. I did do shaded last time. I'm going to have done that as well because I did want to make sure that we got shaded. So I don't technically need it right now because I could get myself behind that iceberg, but this was my intent, is that I wanted to use shaded, and I was going to start representing that with these little markers on the board, just so I could just look at the board and just determine from everybody there if they're shaded. 6 spaces is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there. We'll put that in our wound stack. Go up to 1 wound. We'll get a BP2 in our BPs. 3, 2, oh gosh, 1. BP2 to start, all right. AI1 comes out. AI2 goes in. 3, 2, oh gosh, I have to look. All right. 3, 2, 1, AI1. Cool. Back to this. These come out. Take that out, and we're going to get what? 1 opening, 4 break, 1 hope. 1 opening, 4 break, 4 break, 1 hope. And we have a motivate 2 and 2 motivate 1s we can give out. I'll come back to those. I got to go back and look to see how much I did. I pretty sure I exceeded the AT, but I just need to double check. Oh, I only beat it by 1. So I just assumed I beat it by more. I should have counted. But yeah, we did beat it by 1, so we do get the overbreak still. So we'll get 1 more break, and then I will take the opening from my Kratos table level 2, and then I'll take another opening because of our boon that we have on both Aster and Circe Guard. Now here's where things are going to start changing because I wounded this time. Now I'm going to have to do things differently, which might mean motivating Game Changer behind that big iceberg because he's not going to get to go before the first Pitiless round. I don't like tucking him away back so far. But I think this is a good move. I don't want to use any other motivate here because I don't want to risk a Titan being adjacent to the Pitiless when the Pitiless starts his round or when the Titan starts their turn. Yeah, I don't need to use any of the rest of the motivate. I will be good as is. I also have reposition 2. Do I want to use that? I'm actually not going to. I'm just going to end my turn here. Now, previously I went next with Game Changer, but this time that doesn't really make a lot of sense. This is also where the knowledge of the cards is going to really come into play here, because I know what the wound response and fail response on that BP2 are. I mean, you're going to see it in the next few minutes in the video, but all the BP1s and all the BP2s have the same, well, all the BP1s have the same wound response, all the BP2s have the same wound response, but it's different from the BP1s, but they all have the same failure, which is perform signature against the attacker, I think. Unless I'm misremembering. Pretty sure, at least all the cards that I saw had that pattern. So I am going to go with Earthshaker next. Activate him. Time Anchor is already re-established. And we will gain a rage and just attack from here to start, I think. I don't think there's anything else that we need to do before we attack. Yeah, okay. So 1 rage, we don't have to gain a fate because we can potentially hold a 3-handed weapon. We will get 1 die. We have +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. And actually +6 because we have Pauldron and we still have our boon that says +1 precision with Pauldron. So we need a 3 or higher, but of course we're just going to crit really quickly. Dang, I was really excited for a second. That's a 6. We wound, or we hit. Sorry, we don't wound yet, but not a crit. No first ability window things that I want to do. I will draw a BP2. Yeah, all right. Handsome Face. AT value of 8. Do not escalate. If this BP has been wounded and there are no cards in the deck, see 0203. Failure effect is perform signature against the attacker. Wound effect is the Pitiless appears at the closest sun circle. And this is where I would have been messing up in my first iteration, is wounding BP2s. Oh, I did not... Wait, did I roll for the cannon and miss on the cannon? I probably did. I don't remember if I actually rolled or not, so I'm just going to say as a penalty, even if I didn't roll, or even if I didn't roll, I'm just not going to. We lose that opportunity. My dog barks in agreement with me. I deserve to be punished. I don't really like that I'm going with both Titans right now that have ranged weapons, but hopefully this works out. Because we're just going to only have melee weapons for the rest of the round, which is going to be a little bit harder to hit with. I mean, it's too late anyway, because we already did the attack roll. So we are going to get 2 black, 3 red, and we're going to need 8 on the dice. Am I missing anything? No, okay. Do we have any power rerolls? We do not. No, we do not. Ooh, not the best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just enough. Oh, actually a 9, because we have the hope. All right, so we wound, right? Yeah, okay, we wound. Pitiless appears at the closest sun circle. He is equidistant from 2 of them. So I think we get to choose in this case. That clockwise rule I don't think comes into effect yet, unless he's already touching a sun circle. So I do actually want to move him still to this one. And I forget what the rules with appears. I think I'll just keep him facing the same direction. Oh, and I messed up because I should have... Oh, I should have known that BP... I knew that would be BP2 was going to be on top. I should have repositioned Logic Breaker north because I could... Like right now, if we have to do Merciless Sun, Pitiless is going to face south, which is not at all what we want. But hey, actually... Maybe this will kind of work out because I only knew that I would have only been able to plan for that knowing what the BP2 was going to be. So actually me forgetting about that works out. We're good. I can work around it anyway. So cool. These will come out. That comes out. This will go into our wound stack. Up to 2 wounds. Get another BP2 into our pile. 3, 2, 1. BP1. I don't know if I would have preferred a BP2 or a BP1. But it doesn't really matter now, does it? Oh, wait. Nope, I'm dumb. I shouldn't have escalated that. We're not supposed to escalate. I was like, what do I escalate with an AI2? All right, let's figure out. Oh, well, this is the only BP2. So just take these out, shuffle this again. 3, 2, 1. All right. That stays like that. Go back to this view. And I think our pool is going to look a little similar. We'll get break 4, opening 1, hope 1. So let's take these out for now. 4, opening 1, hope 1. And we would get opening break from our Kratos table. We get to lose a fate, but we had no fate to lose anyway. Although actually, I'm going to gain 2 fate to avoid exhausting Devolver. And then I'll get to lose a fate because I placed at least 5 Kratos tokens in the pool. Is that all I get for tokens? I think so. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. So I think I mainly need to get Earthshaker to be in front of Pitiless now. Because if I do that, then there would be 4 Titans to the east of Pitiless and 4 Titans to the south of Pitiless. So then I'd be able to choose which direction he faces for Merciless Sun. And if so I can reposition 1, 2. I think where I want to end up is here. Because it's interesting having these labyrinth tiles for things like the sun attacks and all that good stuff. Because those red lines are obstacles. But I think that's all I get for tokens. I do still have my movement. So I will go 1, 2, 3. Do I want to reestablish my time anchor at any point in here? Nah, I don't really have much of a reason to. So that's going to end our turn. Oh, no, it's not. I missed a key step of what I wanted to do. I need to use Shade Shield. I'm going to gain a fate and discard that so that I can get shaded, and that's why I'm okay with being in the spot that I'm in. So I can come out and we'll put this little marker on your space just to show that you're shaded. And then, because of the God Among Men trait, the Pitiless performs his round after 2 Titan turns. Then the other 2 Titans go, then the Pitiless, then the players can rearrange their playing order at the start of each Pitiless' round before Merciless' Sun. Merciless Sun. So we are going to do Merciless Sun now. And with Merciless Sun, we are targeting the unshaded board. We turn to face the most Titans. Again, that would either be east or south because both of those directions have 4 Titans in them. We're going to choose to keep him facing east because that is our most protected direction. And in that case, everybody is shaded. Then, after a final attack, we will glaciate the time anchor of the Titan with the lowest fate, which I was not thinking about, but lowest fate is a tie between Maze Runner, Game Changer, and Skyseer. I don't remember if I mentioned earlier, but I am just giving Skyseer a time anchor in the form of these little white ether tokens from a future cycle. I don't know if she's technically supposed to have a time anchor, but why not? I do not want to glaciate Maze Runner. Glaciating the Skyseer would be useless because it can't go on an indestructible tile. So do I think it'd be valuable to glaciate Game Changer's space? Probably not. I mean, it's probably more likely to hurt me, but because I'm kind of unsure if Skyseer should really have a time anchor or not, I'm I'll err on the side of I'm not going to try to use that to my advantage. So I will just glaciate Game Changer's space. Then we rewind the Titan with the highest fate. That is Logic Breaker, who's already on his time anchor. And that's going to end our Merciless Sun, which isn't so merciless. We were good about avoiding that with the Sun Descendant, and we continue to be good at it with Pitiless. Then we will draw an AI card. Wave Away. Target is the unshaded board. That is amazing because we remain shaded with everybody. I don't remember if this is the same AI card I got last time or if it's just a similar one, but I know that I had a similar thing where I was shaded and I was safe. So here is AI card just so you can see it. Begone, it says. So nobody is getting targeted, but no Titans are in the target zone, so we are okay. So that AI card does nothing, thanks to the wonders of Shade. Now we are back in the first Titan round, and we know that this BP1, the wound effect is going to be, the Pitiless moves 6 spaces away from the attacker. And I don't think I'm going to be able to set up Game Changer to be able to attack unless I was going to... Actually, I don't even know if... I guess from Wave Away during the after attack... No, I don't think... Because it didn't actually hit anybody, there is no real after attack. If there was an after final attack, I would be able to use that window of opportunity, but not as is. So we'll obviously go with Maze Runner. She's already on a time anchor, so she doesn't need to reestablish. So if she runs up into the blind spot, attacks him from there, then Pitiless will move and be 1, 2, 4. Be partially on, or like he'll be centered on this space. Then we wouldn't be able to attack with Game Changer, but we could move him around a little bit and just prepare for the next round. I don't know where I want to move him. Maybe it depends on what BP card is on top, if there's a BP2 or a BP1 on top. But I think doing that should still set me up so that the Pitiless will be facing east for his next Merciless Sun, which is ideal. I also think I mentioned this before. I think I mentioned this in the first part of the video before I took a break. I don't think this was just covered in the part of the fight that I had to redo. But I am counting shaded from like these cards as lasting until the next Titan round, and I'm interpreting a Titan round as like this is just part 2 of Titan round 1. So those Titans that already used shaded in the first part of the round still get to keep it until Titan round 2. I don't know if that's rules as intended, but to me that is rules as written, how you interpret it. So yeah, let's go and move Maze Runner back here. We will have reposition. Yeah, I think I talked about that in the last video, because I think I say last video, for me it was the last video, but I think I talked about that in this video already, because I think that was also where I talked about having reposition on my Titans with melee weapons. So we will attack, get a Rage and a Fate because we must commit. We're going to get 3 dice. I'm going to take both white dice. I'm going to give that green die a break. We have Atlantean Oscillator, so we get that extra die. We have +1, +2, only +3 precision before the blind spot stuff. We get +2 from that. So we're at +5 total, so we need 4 or higher. And I can put this here. But I think because I'm going to be... Yeah, all right. We need 4 or higher. Boom. That is 3 hits. I forgot I could Should I do Heartseeker here? Ooh. Oh, that could be a really good idea. If I do Heartseeker, hope to get a BP2. I wonder if his cards have Quantum Eye on them. But at least the 2 BP cards that I've wounded already don't. Oh yeah, because if we get a BP2 on top, well, does that screw me for the next round? Actually, let me think about that, because maybe I'd prefer... Yeah, I think trying to get a BP2 would be a little short-sighted, because yes, it would allow me to attack with Game Changer this round, but I think it hurts me more than it helps me, because I'm going to have a number of Titans who become unshaded, or, well... I got... I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to go for a BP2. Maybe this is a bad idea, but I'm going to try it because I think that's more fun. To me, that's more fun. But I will use Spiral on 1 die. This is a safe bet because we're still at a full hit here, but I lose a fate, reroll this, see if we can crit. We do not, but we still get a full hit. And then I will gain a fate to use Heartseeker. We'll draw the top 2 BP cards. They're both BP ones. No, there's no Quantum Eye. Oh wait, I'm dumb. I knew there weren't any BP2s in here. Too late. Whoops. I think we're going to be losing that fate anyway from placing all the Kratos tokens, so whatever. Which do we want to attack more? The Elegant Shoulder or the Balletic? Balletic? Probably Balletic. Yeah, like ballet. Balletic Leg. I mean, because this little bastard keeps trying to run away from me, I'm going to go for the leg. Take this and shuffle this. Ooh, baby, I wonder what's going on top. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll just keep that like that. Go back to the screen. We get no auto tokens, but we get 2 black. I'm used to just somebody with a black power die rolling the Haka Blade power. We get 2 black and 3 red, and we need 6 on the dice. Should be hopefully easy with this Kratos pool. That is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 power, 10 power total, and we only needed 7. So Pitiless is going to move a pitiful 6 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think anything happens with that city tile because it's only if he gets pushed onto it that would have an effect on him. And it's not destructible. So yeah. All right, so this will go into our wound stack. We're at 3 wounds now. So let's finish resolving this. And then we will read a little story passage. 3 wounds. Go and get ABP 2. 3, 2, 1. BP2. Okay. AI1 comes out. AI2 goes in. 3, 2, 1. AI2. Back to this. Take these out. Take those out. Clear that. And we're no longer in the blind spot, so this flips back over. We only get black 2 closing 2. Break 1. What else? Rouse 1. And then we'll get opening 2, 1 from our boon, 1 from our Kratos table. Not the best looking Kratos pool. Although it'd be great for, you know, a Titan with Theogonius, because those black are nice. Theogonius comes with its own auto break. But alas, that is not what we get to do. Anything else that I'm missing? I have reposition 1. Yeah, we'll reposition here. We don't want to go south because then that would force him to face south for Merciless Sun. So I think we have resolved everything that we need to on our attack, which means we have resolved everything that we can do on our turn because we already did our movement. Also checking my my extra Nemoses from the retired Argonauts occasionally, see if there's anything that we want to use, but most of the effects are gated by danger gates, so it's not really helpful for us. Yep, I don't think we're getting a lot of value out of most of these, to be honest. I will say I'm a little... do I actually want to have done that reposition? Maybe I don't want to have done that reposition because I will say the only AI2 card that I saw, I think I saw 3 AI cards. I will let you know all the information that I have. I saw an AI1 that was, it might have been exactly Wave Away, or it was just like Wave Away where it targeted the unshaded board. I saw an AI1 that was a small zone. It was like within 3 or 4, I think things within 4 spaces or 3 spaces of Pitiless got targeted. And then I saw a much bigger zone AI2, which was targeting things within like a 6 space range from him. And then obviously Signature I triggered a couple of times from failing to wound. So it could, I mean, if it's the AI2 that I saw, there's a 25% chance it's a huge zone. That would put 1, 2, 3. Maze Runner is now in range of that. Logic Breaker is just barely in range. Or was it everything within 6 spaces, or at 6 spaces you were safe? I don't remember. But I'm not going to use that reposition. No, all right, fine. I won't use the knowledge that I have because I would reposition 1 forward there if I hadn't seen some of the AI cards that I saw before. So I will keep that reposition. Try to play it fair. But it brings us to Game Changer's turn. And I'm just not sure how I want to do this because I could move him. I feel like it's going to be a little silly to move him up towards Pitiless. Like I'm considering moving him here, but that feels like I'm going to be grouping too many Titans together. With the Sun moves, I feel like I need Titans to be spread out a little bit. I think I'm going to keep him as is, which is a little annoying because I'm not going to do... There's nothing, there's no abilities that he has that I want to use. He has so many sources of reflex. But I mean, part of that's because I did think I wanted to use Argo Cryptex Beta with him. Plus he's carrying Theogonia, so like it's fine to have a lot of reflex with him. Yeah, dang, I'm annoyed that I'm wasting my turn with the Theogonius, but at the same time, we got 3 wounds in. Not perfect from 5 Titan turns. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's move on along and we will go into our second primordial round. I guess at this point, all of these would refresh. Oh, do I want to? I mean, nobody's even exhausted any gear. There's no... I probably should have used Fate Save on Logic Breaker when it was his turn, but oh well. And should Logic Breaker? Yeah, you should still have the priority target token. Okay, I feel like I should be doing more here, but we will start the primordial round. Oh, this hope token can come out. We'll start the primordial round with Merciless Sun. There's 1 Titan to the north, there are 3 Titans to the east, there are 3 Titans to the south, and there are 2 Titans to the west, so we can choose between south and east, and we will choose east. I will gain... I'm going to use Argo Cryptex Gamma on Maze Runner. Gain a fate to go here. Get shaded. So now every Titan should either be shaded by terrain or from some gear they used in the first Titan round. I guess I can show the card just to be consistent. So no Titans get targeted in the unshaded board. We already did turn to face to most Titans. After final attack, glaciate the time anchor of the Titan with the lowest fate. Lowest fate is still going to be a tie between Skyseer and Game Changer, and that's it. Skyseer or Game Changer. I mean, in this case, I'm going to go with Skyseer having the time anchor because it saves me from getting knocked down. Here's also my justification for this, because I was just reading in the rules just to see if there's anything that I think could be affecting this. The time anchor assignment says at the start of the battle, I'll read it word for word. At the start of each battle, assign a pair of time anchor tokens of the same color to each Titan. Place one of them on the space indicated in the battle setup diagram. Note the other token is used only to identify ownership of the battle board. At the start of your turn, you must reestablish your time anchor. I mean, there are only 4 time anchors. Yeah, whatever. I'm playing that they have a time anchor. So it gets placed on this space, but it can't be placed on an indestructible tile, so it does not get placed. Then rewind the Titan with the highest fate. That is still going to be Logic Breaker, who is going to get rewound onto their same space. Nothing happens there. Then end of Merciless Sun. Then we will draw our AI2. Glorious Fire. Let the impurities burn away. Target is unshaded board. Oh boy. Are we in luck? Holy shit. I mean, is it just a matter of in this battle, if you're in shade, you're like totally fine? Am I cheating with having the shaded last technically multiple primordial rounds? I don't know. The rules aren't really defined for this situation. So I'm going. It feels like it's. I remember having a much harder time with this battle the first time I did it, but I'm also a lot more knowledgeable about the game in general. I don't know who I'm going to target here. Whatever. Target is unshaded board. Nobody gets targeted. The zone is, all right. Technically the zone is targeted, but there's no Titans in that zone, so nothing happens. All right, fine. I mean, I guess that's it, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's some things that I'm playing maybe questionably, but I feel like I'm able to justify them. I don't think I'm cheating. The time anchor thing may be the iffiest thing. I don't know about that one. The shaded one, I feel pretty confident in that I'm correct. If I'm not correct on that one, then needs to be some wording updates to the cards. At the start of the Titan round, we have to go first with our magical Skyseer Titan. So we reestablish her pretend knockoff time anchor here. Oh, actually, also a few other things happen at the start of the Titan round. Now these Titans lose their shaded status. And what else happens? What else happens at the start of the round? We need to do our roll for our cannon. I will relieve myself of my timeout from the cannon. And I'm just going to roll. I'm going to roll a quick 7 to prime that shot. Nope, that's a 2. Doesn't matter. I still suck at rolling to prime the cannon. I did actually prime it in the first attempt. I did. It was magical. It was so cool. I feel like I haven't primed that cannon in like, I mean, other than that one time, which technically doesn't count because it's going to be erased. I don't know. I've just had a lot of really bad luck with trying to prime the cannon. Anyway. Oh, shoot. I needed to read story for doing the 3rd wound, and I totally forgot about that. I don't think it actually would have mattered, but you'll see. Let me go back so I don't spoil part of this. Okay. We need to go to paragraph 0201. Okay, main story.
The golden youth, the pitiless idol, glowers at you. His eyes burning with venomous hatred after that last attempt to strike him down.
You dare!
His voice is a deep, resentful bridle.
You raise a hand against your divine father, who breathes life into your godless husk.
Some father you are, one of you barks with barely contained rage. Your Delphian children suffer below, and you do what? The radiant youth's demeanor changes in an instant, his face shining with a knowing smile.
I like to watch them squirm.
The air around him quivers from immense heat, and a corona of blue-white light engulfing his form.
I will make you squirm too.
You can feel the world warp and twist around you, the vestiges of mazed Crete disappearing, the artificial canals and barren wastelands of Sparta taking their place. So too do the titans you control change, from the simple Argo-breds of Crete to the war-forged titans of Sparta. The fabric of reality is thinning.
Change 3 of the active titans, so not Dreamwalkers, to one of Abyss Watcher, Firestarter, Warkeeper, or Truthbearer, if you unlocked it. Then return to the battle. So yeah, I don't think that would have... I should have done it earlier. I don't think it would have actually impacted us, so it's okay. If we had to do a trauma draw, then maybe it would be a different story, but we did not. Also, the so not Dreamwalker thing confused me at first, the thing that's in parentheses, but it will become clear in time. I don't really want to replace Game Changer because he is my most powerful Titan that I have out right now because he has a black power die and he has Shade Training, so that's going to leave me to swapping out Earthshaker, Logic Breaker, and Maze Runner. I'm going to assume that I'm not supposed to touch Sky Seer over here. I think she's kind of a separate case. Because of, like, logically it might make more sense to put Truthbearer in for Logic Breaker, but my gut is telling me to swap Logic Breaker out with Earthshaker. I think, so like I'm going to use Abyss Watcher, Warkeeper, and Truthbearer because Truthbearer is amazing. I don't really want to use Firestarter because of his lack of movement. I think I want Truthbearer to have a ranged weapon with Cumbersome because he doesn't have to abide by the rules of Cumbersome because he has Tireless. So like it would technically make more sense to put him in, swap him out with Logic Breaker because Otis 0 has the ability, like the level 3 ability of A Night to Remember. So yeah, I'm going to swap Earthshaker out, Truthbearer, you there. I'm also going to assume I can like use, it's my Truthbearer. Why not? So I can throw the 2 attachments that he gets onto him with Necrotic Virus and Muck Virus. Shade Shield has to go away because he does not have 3 hands. So that comes out, put that there and there. Put you here. Then, this also might be dumb, but I'm going to put Abyss Watcher in for Maze Runner. Maybe a bad idea because of the Ambrosia tokens. And Abyss Watcher is only going to have an Ambrosia limit of 5, but we have another wound effect coming up at 6 wounds. I am willing to bet that it's going to be a similar effect of swapping out Titans. So maybe I'm hoping I'll be able to swap out Abyss Watcher before this becomes an issue, because I do like the idea of being able to put Warkeeper in for the Logic Breaker slot, since Warkeeper can wield three-handed weapons, so he does not have to commit with the Devolver. I don't have anything for Abyss Watcher in my... Go to this view. And I don't have a Warkeeper, actually, right? Yeah, I don't have a Warkeeper right now. I feel like these are probably Titans I could have been breeding. I don't know if I actually was breeding them. Then, who else did we put in? Truth Bearer. Oh yeah, Truth Bearer we don't really have any tables for. Okay. Warkeeper goes in for Logic Breaker, and Abyss Watcher goes in for Maze Runner. All right, so now let's think about this. If we go with Skyseer right here, well, we have to go with Skyseer to start. We got a BP2 up on top. We go up and assume that we wound it, which is not actually guaranteed. We don't have any auto breaks or anything with her. But if we wound, I'm also wondering, maybe if I go with her, maybe better to switch to the other side here and switch to the Spiral Spear. I will think about that. But if we go and we wound, then Helios is going to be on the northeast sunspot. Then at that point, maybe Warkeeper goes after Skyseer and attacks, but that maybe depends on what BP is on top and what direction we want him to move, because of his, yeah, I don't know. I guess are we guaranteed to be getting a BP1 next? Because what, we wounded 2 1s and a 2, so that means there are, what, 2 1s and a 2 in there right now? That would make sense, because then it's 3 BPs here, 3 BPs here, 2 BPs in that pile. So yeah, we are guaranteed to be getting a BP1 next. But I think even predicting that, like, I'm not gonna not attack again with Skyseer. So I think I just need to go with Skyseer now and see what we can do. We'll step up. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will attack. Do we have commit? We do not have commit with her. We're finally doing something with our Skyseer here. Go up to 1 rage. And we're just gonna have a 1 die. I think being on that Spartan River Works, I think reduces his 2 hit value by 1, so it's down to 8. And I think ultimately we just need a 2 or higher here to hit. All right, come on. That's a 6. Nothing fancy. We do hit. I also have to remember that I cannot end my turn. I cannot end my movement adjacent to another Titan. That's why I have that little red tag on there. Saying that out loud because it helps me to remember. Also, I just realized I did not show the die roll here because of the same mistakes I was making in my first attempt. I rolled a 6, but I will show the power roll. We get no auto tokens. We don't really have a whole lot that we can do. I'm really wondering if maybe I shouldn't have taken, like, maybe I should have just taken Arrow Barrage with me instead of Pursuer Order. I don't know. But we're gonna get 2 red dice, a black die, and a white die, and I'm just gonna go into this with the mindset that I'm probably not gonna wound. Ooh, yeah, it's an AT value of 10. This is probably not gonna wound. We're probably gonna be getting signatured here. Magnificent Main, AT 10, do not escalate its BP, blah, blah, blah. All right, we've already seen all this stuff on our cards. Let me just double check, make sure it's the exact same text that appeared on our other BP2. It is indeed. All right. So we will roll here. I'm showing my camera. Boom. It's going to be really bad. This is like the only one that I know for sure I'm keeping. That's 2 power. I mean, I think we're going to have to do like what? Black. Do I have a reroll I can use here? Oh no, I may not even have an extra reroll. I actually don't even think it's possible for me to wound at this point. Yeah, I don't think it is. Well, let's just reroll these 2 for fun with the black tokens. Yeah, nowhere close. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 total. So fail, perform signature against the attacker. So that will go into our discard pile there. We will get the signature here for now. Take these out and clear our Kratos pool and do all that good stuff. But at least with this side, we get some decent tokens, I think. I forgot I actually had a Rouse token. It's okay. It's probably a good thing that I forgot about it because I was going to be very unlikely to wound anyway. So from our weapon, we will get break 2, black 1. We have pushback 2, which, how far does that, Riverworks tile? Okay, we could potentially get a negative AT token in the pool here. That's it from the weapon, but then we can get an opening from our Kratos table and another black token. Days is not going to matter here because we're going to get signatured anyway. I guess the question here is actually, would I rather have rather have the minus AT token in the pool, or would I rather keep them on that Riverworks tile and keep the -1 to hit? Ooh, all right. Actually, I think I have something I want to try. It's a little risky. I'm going to risk suffering knockdown here. But I am going to vault. I'm not going to do pushback. I'm going to vault because I think I want to try to get over here. So I vault and then reposition 2, and that way it keeps Helios in a way that I can have Abyss Watcher go up and attack him from a blind spot. Little risky. So we vault. This is going to, I guess, is that considered movement? Or do I really need to begin my reposition before it's considered movement? I don't know. It's interesting because Forced Vault says you treat it as involuntary movement. I don't know. So I guess to me that kind of, Vault doesn't say anything about voluntary movement. It says place, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it actually kind of does matter a little bit. Because if I don't have to roll it for doing the vault, and if I only have to roll it for the reposition, I can technically roll it when I'm here, and that way I'm like, even if I get knocked down, I'm guaranteed. Let's do it. I don't know, I feel like I'm getting a little too technical, so I'm going to say we're going into the city, we're voluntarily moving into this. We are going to, oh, actually, let's be less dumb about this. Let's do this instead. We're going to reposition. We haven't used any charges of our Pursuer Order or Chronosphere Warning System. Let's use one of them here. We're going to reposition. Then we're going to do pushback going here. That is going to trigger this tile to get flipped, which is going to put a -1 AT token into the pool. And this is just in the Kratos pool. It's not actually sticking around like for the round like the cannon shot normally would. And then we can vault and go here and end up using a charge of Chronosphere Warning System during the signature to be able to keep Abyss Watcher in a place that he can get into the blind spot. No risk of suffering knockdown. Let's just see what I would have rolled here. Let's roll a d10. Just out of curiosity. I would have needed a 5 or higher because we have +1 to cunning for Fisher, we would have been okay, but we play it safe. So the signature happens, it's already targeting our attacker. Then it's going to be move lateral and judge, but we have a window of opportunity in which we will use Chronosphere warning system. And move 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. And we will have the lovely opportunity to perform a judgment test for God's love. Worship me. And we have +1 to all of our skills except for wisdom for Fisher. Wisdom is -1. So we just won't choose wisdom. Let's choose... I could choose courage and get a little bonus from Guard, but I kind of like my first attempt at this. I'm kind of okay with Skyseer just dying because like she just, compared to the other Titans, she doesn't have a good loadout. So she clearly is not stacking up to the rest of them. Let's go this way. So we need 2 10s to be able to avoid this completely. That's nope, not at all. It's a 1 and a 2. I mean, we could re-roll them, spend 2 fate. You know what? Why not? I like rolling dice. Maybe we'll just get some bad rolls out of the way here. We'll roll our dice again. Boom. Nope, 2 6s. Not going to cut it. We are going to get incinerated. Goodbye, Skyseer. Now we have had a Titan die, so let's read our story first, and then we can decide if we want to be using any nymphs right now. When a Titan dies, when the first Titan dies, see paragraph 200.
The Titan slips and falls, and as they rise, the Pitiless is already on them, his sublime, slender, accusatory finger pointed at their form. Light Fantastic shoots forth, an incinerating verdict. Then, a Dreamwalker Titan runs into view, their athletic body pushed to the limits, bounding leaps, almost on all fours. Their features contorted in unfathomable rage. Their features. The Titan does not wear an Anti-Kratos helm. It is not controlled by any mortal, only by the most primal of instincts, to fight against their first and greatest natural enemy, gods. The Dreamwalker jumps into the path of the beam of light and is instantly incinerated. They sacrificed themselves, so you can go on and finish this. Do not let them down.
So at this point, we have a huge wall of text that leads to this whole thing that's basically saying like, oh, you have the help of all your Titans. You have Dreamwalkers that surround the board edges, and if your Titan's about to die, then you can have a Titan, a Dreamwalker come in and take the death for them. But instead of reading all of this stuff, we're going to scroll to the bottom where our hard mode kicks in, the Phonikos Stoa. If you decide to approach this battle in hard mode, the Phonikos had limited space for Titans, so your Titan limit for this battle is 4. Consequently, ignore all the rules above. The Titan whose death triggered this event dies normally. So goodbye, Skyseer. Everybody else can gain a rage because of Titan death. That is nice. I actually forgot to do that in my first pass. Okay. Then we get the fun part of now having nymphs at our disposal, and we got to do a Divine Surge before this fight, so we have everything at our disposal, including our Nietzschean nymph. And I wasn't actually thinking about this Titan death and being able to use nymphs, but this actually might have just changed my plans. Because what I'm thinking of doing is having the Nietzschean Nymph summoned so I can awaken Game Changer into Hermes. Hermes allows us to double our Titan movement. So we go from 5 movement to 10, which feels like an amazing thing to have on the Titan that has our strongest weapon. And then by doing that, we know that it's a BP1, which means we know that we're going to have the Primordial have to move 10, or not 10 spaces, 6 spaces directly away from the attacker. So that's going to put him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, directly adjacent to the Abyss Watcher, which then means we can use Time Skip to use our extra combat action to be able to get Abyss Watcher to attack while adjacent to Helios. And I think that's going to end up working out phenomenally. So let's do that. I'm not even going to try to overthink it more and think about a more optimal play, because that just sounds like a ton of fun doing that. We are going to use Nietzschean Nymph. A Titan has just died, so we can use it. When a Titan dies, spend 1 summoning charge to summon the Nietzschean Nymph, then perform an adversary activation, which is kind of a moot point at this point. We're going to go to Argo. We're going to go to God Forms and Summons. We'll be using, who did I say was Artemis, right? No, Hermes. Got Hermes, and we are using the Nietzschean Nymph. Put this here, and we will get Hermes out. And we are only going to get a single, what's it called? Trespass token here. Let me triple check this movement count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. So we only get that because we just happened to decide that we were going to do that push after all, which is an awesome thing and totally lucky. Actually, no, let's put this up here. Yeah, there we go. And we get our bonus attack, and we can do movement / pushback up to our Titan movement, which is doubled. Just double checking. When you awaken to this god form, immediately unexhaust all your exhausted gear. For the duration of this god form, your gear cannot be exhausted. Oh, actually, maybe I should use that for somebody else. But that means I can use I have a lot of charges of reflex that can't get exhausted. So we will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and go there. Standing on the corpse of where the Sky Seer just passed away. We don't have any bonus precision, so that is a little less than ideal. We get 3 dice. We have +3, +4, +5 precision here. So we need 4 or higher. Oh, and we also get a rage while we're attacking. Boom. That is, that is only 1 hit. So we're going to have to spend 2 fate. Also, one of these should be a crit die, but yeah. All right, so we're going to have to spend 2 fate here to re-roll both of these. Oh, come on, that was almost a crit. That's 2 hits only, not 3, not a full hit, but it's just a BP1, so I think we'll be okay. Oh, shoot. Damn it. This is my normal Titan. I rolled 2 hits and 1 miss. That goes back over here. We're going to get Auto Break 2. And we will, double checking everything. We'll get to draw our BP1, which is the Elegant Shoulder that we passed up on attacking earlier. AT value of 7, fail and wound effects that we have seen before. And this is going to be 2 white dice and a black die. And we only need to get 6 on the die because of that nice -AT token we have in the pool. That is not very good. That's 3, 4, 5. Well, I guess that's actually enough. I mean, that's literally almost as low as we could possibly roll, and it was still enough. I mean, that was as low as we could possibly roll on the white dice, at least. So, excellent job, Game Changer. You were just making it dramatic. But also, like, despite the Sky Seer not wounding, I mean, clutch play by her with getting that minus AT token in there, doing that push like just enough, changing that at the last second was such a good thing. Sky Seer, I'm giving you all the credit for that. I'm not going to take any of it. Pitiless is going to move 6 spaces away from the attacker, and I think I have forgotten to do this earlier in the fight, but this doesn't say that he doesn't turn, so I think he does actually turn. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, facing that way. Then we will get to add this to our wound stack and go up to 4 wounds. I can actually grab that card. 4 wounds, that's going to put a BP2 in here. Oh gosh. 3, 2, 1, BP2. I was gonna say we could actually choose to do precise with the Abyss Watcher. I don't know if we have much of a reason to do that at this point, but maybe, who knows? We'll get there when we get there. This comes out. Wait, did I do the? I didn't even do the AI deck. Whoops. So I need to take out an AI1, put in an AI2. We should have 1 AI2 left. Yeah, that matches our BP cards. These are both AI2s here. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, AI2. Take these out. Hope 2, opening 2. What else we got? We got some reposition, which I don't know if we're going to use. We've got a break and an opening. Absolutely use that. We got an elation. Yeah, I'll take that. Comes off. We get an extra opening token in here. What else we got? There was no rouse, so we're just at rage 2. I think I'll use the reposition to go east 2. Just because maybe getting over here, I might want to just attack again. But also like getting behind this maybe could be beneficial, or just being around an obstacle. Care about more. Oh, but yeah, I probably want to go with Game Changer anyway on this round so I can get shaded early. And he has this shaded ability, so maybe it's not a good idea. I don't know. Maybe it's not actually going to matter. I'll reposition him. Why not? These all come out. And then that ends the bonus attack from the Awakening. Now, I think technically, according to time skip, it says during a Titan turn. So I think I actually need to pick, like, I need to pick a Titan who's going next and do use time skip to give the Abyss Watcher an extra combat action during a Titan's turn. Because right now we're between turns. Obviously, we have to choose between Abyss Watcher and Game Changer here. If we wound this BP2, we're going to be getting a... we're going to be forcing Helios to go to a sun spot. It's going to be that northeast sun spot, since he's currently sitting partially on that northwest spot. Then I think we know that the next card in the BP pile is going to be the BP1. All right, I'm not going to overthink this too much. I'm just going to say that let's make it Warkeeper's turn right now, because if we attack this BP2 on top, we know we can have the BP1 up top next. That way I can set up Warkeeper to do the BP1 and Game Changer to do a BP2. I kind of want to do the opposite order, because then I can go last with my Titan that has a bunch of Motivate. But I don't know, I want to focus on primarily who's going to give us the best chance of wounding on each thing. I like doing Warkeeper first and then Game Changer second. So it is officially Warkeeper's turn now. His time anchor is already reestablished. But at the start of his turn, he is going to use time skip to have Abyss Watcher immediately perform a combat action. Go over to this camera so that we can have Abyss Watcher gain a rage, gain a fate, and do a combat action. We're going to get, let's do this die, and I'm feeling this die. It's going to be 3 dice. We're going to have +1, +2, 3, 4, 5 to hit. Oh, and he's on a Riverworks tile, so it's -1 to his 2 hit value. We only need 3 or higher. Boom. Oh my gosh, a 1, a 2, and a 3. Jesus, this is horrible. Like between all of these, between this first iteration that I had and this, my attack rolls have been ass. They've been so bad. Oh my goodness. Like, I have not been rolling. I haven't rolled a crit. Did I roll a crit in at the final Dehaka fight? I don't know. That was a little while ago for me. Jeez. Okay. Right. So only the 3 hits, right? +1, 2, 3, 4 from the opening, +5 from the Riverworks, +6 from Dehaka Blade. Yeah, we still needed 3 or higher. So I am not going to risk re-rolling that. We're going to gain 2 fate. And re-roll both of these. That's a 6 and a 2. Oh my gosh. So at least we full hit, but damn. All right. We have, yeah, I didn't want to use precise. We're going to get 2 black, 3 red. And we're going to get an auto black token in here. That's a nice token to add right now. And we will draw our BP2. Ooh, Heavenly Back. AT value of 11, and the rest of the good stuff from our BP2 cards. AT value of 11. Dang. Oh, that's going to be tough with only 2 hope, a break, and a black. All right, we can do it. I believe. Ooh, probably not good enough. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total. So we're definitely keeping this one. Do we have rerolls as well? We're at 3 rage. There's no rouse. We have 1 power reroll and 1 black. So definitely keeping that. I mean, I assume maybe keep. So if I take those out of the equation, I only have these to work with. Oh, I forgot. I do have an extra power from Dehaka Blade. So that combined with these 3 is 6. So we would need 5 total between these dice. Yeah, I mean, I guess I got to keep just the guaranteed power from this one. So that's 4 between these dice, and I'll just go black on this, power reroll on this. Sure. All right, black on this die. Let's go roll that direction. Fuck yeah. Oh, that's nice. All right, that's 1, 2, 3. I think that actually might have just gotten it for us, right? Oh, shoot. Maybe not, actually. 2, 4, 5, 6. We got a black on this, so that's 7. 8, 9, 10. Oh my gosh, yeah, I think we're good. 10 plus 1 from the Dehaka Blade. We lock it in, we wound it. The Pitiless appears in the closest sun circle, and because he's already on one, he is going to just appear in the next clockwise one. That is going to give us another wound to our wound stack, putting us at 5. Just double check our count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, sir. And that was at 2, so we don't escalate. These will come out. That comes out. I'll go back to this so you can see all these things come out, and we're going to get black 2, closing 2. And what else? We're going to get break 1. Oh, I forgot to declare which. You can add one stackable keyword of another. Yeah, I forgot to declare this at the beginning, but I probably would have chosen Hope 1. So we'll go with that. Hope 1. Then we get a break 1 from Argo Cryptex Gamma. Oh no, Argo Cryptex Gamma is exhausted. Shoot, I should have maybe unexhausted that with reflex priming first. We're gonna get a rouse 1. We're gonna get black 1. That's too many black tokens. Then we can get like fire 2. We can get opening 2. We can get we're gonna get an opening 1 from Circe Guard's boon. Then I think let's go fire 2. Okay, these come out. We'll lose a fate from putting at least 5 tokens in there. And that ends everything about that combat action. So we're going to go back to Warkeeper because it's actually Warkeeper's turn. So with Warkeeper, I will go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go there. Actually, priority target should also be going to Game Changer since they're awakened. But we will attack from here. I think I don't want to use Fate Safe right now. I don't have to gain a fate either. If Abyss Watcher has to get rewound, is that going to be bad? Ooh, actually maybe. So gain a rage. Yeah, I would actually like to get a fate right now. Can I use Hero by mistake and spend a fate to gain the priority target, but then just not be able to actually gain the priority target? I do not want Abyss Watcher to get rewound at the end of Merciless. Well, it would be at the end of Merciless Sun, so maybe it's not a big deal. Why the heck would I even say that? All the AI cards I think I've seen have been unshaded board or some area. The area ones I know from my first attempt, so sorry, but I mean, I don't know if this is a smart move. I don't know if this is cheap. I think it's a smart move. I'm going to use Hero by mistake. I am going to gain a fate. And I'm going to gain the priority target, except, oh wait, I can't. Because I can't take it because the person with the God form cannot lose the priority target. So, I don't know. Big brain? Maybe? We already gained our rage to attack. So, let's go ahead and grab our green die. That is, I mean, none of these dice have really been working well for me. But we have +1, +2, plus another 3 as 5. So we need 4 or higher. All right, come on, baby. Come on! I said a 4 or higher, right? That's a 4. Right? +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. That is 9. Hell yeah. That is just barely hitting. No auto tokens. We do get... we're actually at technically 5 rage right now. We're going to get our... Oh, we're going to be putting a ton of break tokens in the pool. Wow. We're going to get an extra red die. We're going to get 2 red, then another 2 red from the weapon. I'll take these 2 black. Oh gosh. And grab our BP1 that's in here. Graceful Hand, AT value of 7. And it has our classic BP1 traits on it. Let's go ahead and give all of these a little roll. Boom. That is a lot. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Can I do this without spending fire? If I use black, I'm going to be putting enough break tokens in here. I don't think I need to be conservative about the use of fire tokens. So we are going to take that wound and Pitilus is going to move 6 spaces directly away from the attacker. That's going to be, go with this hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is going to be our 6th wound, which means that we are now past the point of where I was at before with my terrible video. And we're going to get our last BP2. That's just going to go into our deck. I don't think we shuffled the discard in there yet. And then we're going to escalate our AI1 out of here. Get our last AI2 in here. So we only have AI2s. 3, 2, 1. AI2. What number were you? Number 1. Take these out. These out. Take that out. This out. Let me put something as a reminder. Let's put this out here as a reminder that I have to read my story. You're going to get... Oh, you're actually not going to get anything from Time's Arrow because you weren't... Okay, so it's a little bit less break than I thought. We're going to get still 5 break and an opening. Okay, so this is a little... Well, we're going to have Game Changer going next. So 5 break, an opening. Game Changer has decent precision. Then we have, is that all of our tokens? We get 2 break, we get opening, we get a reroll or a push. We have reposition 2, which I think I want to use to go here. And then for the motivate, let's think about, we have 1 more Titan turn. That's going to be the Game Changer that's going next. Game Changer is going to go attack Pitilus, presumably wound. That is going to cause Pitilus to go to the next sunspot, which is going to be here. Ooh, actually, no, it's not. No, because he's not actually on that sunspot that he's next to right now. So really, Pitilus is going to go to that sunspot that's just to his left. Let me double check the reading of this. Is it on this one? Yeah. If he is already on a sunspot space, fully or partially place on the next clockwise space instead, but he wouldn't be on it at all. Let's take Warkeeper and put him, he was here. Let's go here instead with the goal of trying to get him. Because we're probably going to end up trying to get the, what's it called? Helios to face west for Merciless Sun. Actually, no. Why would I do that? Why wouldn't I just try to get him to face south? Yeah, that makes sense. Because then we can just use Motivate 2 on Abyss Watcher and go there. And then I don't think I really need to move anybody else with Motivate. So we'll end that turn. Put these tokens elsewhere. Did I? Oh, actually, so I was at... Oh, I missed a couple things. So we had opening, go back to this. We had opening 1 from our Kratos table at level, oh my gosh, I can't talk. At level 2, we have an extra opening token from our boon, and we have another opening token from Kratos level 5 because we had a rouse token. That makes me feel a lot better. Now all these can go away. And then we still have to read our little story. Our little story. That was the 6th wound, so we see paragraph 0202.
Helios takes a step back from that last attack. Though he remains unfazed, his frame and posture utterly flawless, not even a sweat on his brow.
Your blasphemy is tiresome.
He huffs, though he looks as pristine as if he had just walked out of a relaxing bath.
This fate has been sealed long ago. Know your place. Know your place!
The aura around him is blinding, pure white energy radiating outwards, making your Titan's skin blister and hiss. Even the hull of the Phoenicos begins to crackle and pop, the metal warping from the sheer immensity of the power on display. No mortal being, not even the gigantic Titans, can withstand it for long. The world shifts and shimmers once more, its very firmament twisting in agony at the furious display. Reality barely holding together as the multiple worlds and timelines you have existed in shudder and jostle in a struggle to become one. The war-scarred Titans you control transform into the fate-defying behemoths of Delphi.
Oh, I didn't even think about this. Change 3 of the active Titans, so not Dreamwalkers, to one of Returner, Ascender, Dawnburner, or Truthbearer if you unlocked it and it's not already on the board. I was thinking I was going to be cheeky and just be able to say, oh, well, I'm changing Truthbearer into Truthbearer. I don't think I can say that. I have to change. I don't want to lose the Truthbearer. But I also was really hoping to avoid losing Game Changer. Oh, you know what? I wonder what I should have actually been doing is like keeping these Titans the same, but like for their, like the things they would normally have equipped, like the Truthbearer. Maybe I shouldn't have brought these in for Truthbearer, but maybe for like the Logic Breaker, I actually should have kept the trauma table. That would probably be a more correct way to do it, but I'm going to continue playing it as I have. It's just kind of swapping them out with equivalent type Titans I would have had on my ship. I guess I will sub out Game Changer for Returner. I mean, it does seem pretty incredible to be able to be like, yeah, let's give Returner Hermes because we're doubling her movement from 6 to 12 and she can move diagonally. I just hate, and we're actually still upgrading her red die to a black die because of the God form. Just hate giving up shade training. What, let's look at my Titan Stoa. What things do I have on Returner? I think I have something, right? Scorch Conditioning. Oh, I gotta get these cards out. Then Ascender has Hyperborean Strain. And Dawnburner has nothing. Yeah, alright, I'll put Returner in for Game Changer. Oh geez, that comes out. Returner had, gosh, all right. Put Returner's card down first, and I'll start moving all this stuff over to you. Hermes. You still have one Trespass token, which we're probably going to lose soon. Because I'm about to go with you. You get to keep these things. Then it feels like Dawnburner should probably take over with the Devolver, because Dawnburner can hold three-handed weapons and doesn't have to worry about cumbersome. So that feels like a nice little handoff there. Although the one part that stinks a little bit is that Dawnburner effectively has already gone this round. But that's okay. And then Ascender will take over for Abyss Watcher. And that'll be a nice pairing because he can get rid of those Ambrosia tokens fairly easily. Not that they were really that big of a concern. Ascender gets Hyperborean Strain. And Returner gets Scorch Conditioning. And then we return to the battle. I need to swap out the minis. Let's see, Returner, Ascender, Dawnburner. Okay. Dawnburner is taking over for Warkeeper. Ascender is taking over for Abyss Watcher. And Returner is taking over for Game Changer. One thing I should do, I have been doing this, I've been reading the story after I finish fully resolving the attack. So I'm going to exhaust Devolver because Warkeeper would not have had Tireless at that point, right? No, would need it Rage 6 for that. But that's okay because that gives me an excuse to use Reflex Priming. But it won't be on Dawnburner's turn because Dawnburner is done. So next, I will go with Hermes, aka the Returner. That. And we'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I didn't even count that out. It's just kind of worked out that I could just mess around like that. That's fun. Taking the scenic route. I could like get in the blind spot and just have better precision here, but my plan basically is to make sure that Helios stays facing south, and I want to do that I'll be able to have reposition 2 from Exile's Garb and be able to get here, and then oh shoot, I was thinking, well, I can use Argo Cryptex Beta for an extra reflex, so I could use Chronosphere Warning System to go 1, 2, 3, and then hop on over with a reflex. Yeah, I like that. Then we'll attack now, and I'm going 3rd technically, so I get to lose a fate. Is that going to mess anything up from glaciating? No, that'll be okay. Glaciate the time anchor of the Titan with the lowest fate? Yeah, that's okay. So we will roll 3 dice. We're going to have +3, +4, 5, 6, 7. We need 2 or higher to hit. And we lose a Trespass token. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we got a 2 and a 6 and a 1. Let's keep that 2 and 6. And let's re-roll this 1. We'll gain a fate. No closing token. So yeah, we got to gain a fate. 7. That is a full hit. That's going to give us 3 white dice, a black die, and no red die yet. We will get auto break 2. So we have a ton of break. Auto hope would be nice. And then draw our BP2. Okay, not so bad. Delicate Stomach, AT value of 9 with the rest of the goodies that we've seen on all the other BP2 cards. Let's do these ones one at a time. Black die. Meh. 2 power. Ooh, jackpot. All right, I think we did it. All right, what do we get there? That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 just in terms of power. 8. We probably have enough break tokens. 6, 7. Yeah, that's what, like 15, I think. I think 15 is greater than 9. So the Pitiless appears at the closest sun circle, which will be here. Then we will put this in our wound stack, going up to 7 wounds. I think this automatically just goes into our wound pile now, or BP deck. And then the AI doesn't escalate because we've already escalated everything, and somehow we're going to have to find a way to get 3 more wounds. Back to this screen, take these out, clear all this, although we're going to have some pass to go through. So we have opening 2, take new tokens. Opening 2, hope 2. What else we got? We got pass 1. How many passes are we going to have total? Well, pass 2, black 1, and motivate 1. I don't think we really care about the motivate. Pass 2, I will probably just take break. Pass 2, black 1. I was thinking this is going to be Truth Bearer going next. I don't know how that's going to work though, because unless we get an AI card that has sun move on it, or whatever, move to the closest sun spot. I don't think he's going to be able to get into range. But we have nymphs that can help, right? I think we can use Age Nymph during the Titan round. The chosen Titan gains a bonus turn. I may end up using the Hope, no, not Hope Nymph. I could get Transient Death. I could use Transient Death to bring back Skyseer and then get Machina Nymph to bring back, yeah, okay. We have a ton of stuff we can do here. Feeling pretty good. Is that all the tokens that I had? Yes, I do still have Reposition 2. Oh, Unbold Virus should actually come off if I'm playing by the rules that I've been playing with before, where the Titan possessions go on and off with the Titans that are getting swapped in and out. Clear these out. And we still have our Reposition 2. So go 1, 2. And then Returner's turn is done. Now, God Among Men trait kicks in, and we have to do another Primordial round in the middle of our Titan round. So Merciless Sun will come out. And we're going to be targeting the Unshaded board, but first we're going to turn to face the most Titans, and it's going to be a tie between 3 facing south or 3 facing west. So we'll just continue facing south. And this is technically the Primordial round, so I can still use Chronosphere Warning System in this round. If I had another charge of it though, I wouldn't be able to use it in the same Titan round. I don't know. That's where some of this round stuff gets weird. But we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, go back like that, and then we're gonna spend a fate to reflex with Argo Cryptex Beta and go over here, and our cards don't exhaust because we have Hermes. And then would you look at that, we are still facing south, we are still shaded with everybody, life is good. You'll glaciate the time anchor of the Titan with the lowest fate. That is going to be Truth Bearer. That's okay. We don't need to worry about that. Then rewind the Titan with the highest fate. That is going to be tie between Dawnburner and Ascender. Oh, hold on. Before I keep going any further, I did want to use Reflex Priming during the Returner's turn, because I wanted to be able to get back both Devolver and Argo Cryptex Gamma. So, zoom out here. Devolver and Argo Cryptex Gamma come back. Then let's rewind Dawnburner for 2 reasons. 1, he's already gone this round. 2, he's only 1 space away from getting back into shaded from where Helios currently stands. So now that ends the Merciless Sun. Back over here, and we will draw an AI card. Fatherly Pat. I forgive you. Target, I don't think Helios does forgive us. I'm not going to believe that. Target is closest Titan in sight. Ooh, oh, this is going to be straight up move and attack. I think that's going to be Dawnburner. All right. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to destroy this. And we're going to have 4 dice, 4 hits to evade, 8 or higher, which is not that terrible. Each hit deals 6 danger. All right, that's why. And we don't have our armor anymore because we spent it on Shade early on, but no regrets there. 4 dice. Boom. Whoa! Our attack rolls suck, our evasion rolls are pretty good. That is 3 evades. Do I have any free rerolls? I mean, I'm probably still going to reroll this one just to see if we can fully evade. Because honestly, that's just kind of funny. Boom. Fuck yeah. All right. What? Apparently, I'm just like mostly defense today. And my offense is still pretty good. I only missed on 1 attack, but like my accuracy is not the best. Wow. All right. That's a full evade. We will still suffer knockdown and knockback 15 unless we just want to, you know, step back 1 step. And I think I will do that. We're going to step back 1 step using the reflex from Argo Cryptex Alpha, going up to 6 fate. And that attack is done. And we're back in the second part of our Titan round. Let's say, I want to use a couple of reflex abilities, I think, in this window, in one of these windows of opportunity, though, from this last AI card. From that after attack, we'll say that Ascender gained a fate and did an advanced reflex here. Am I showing the right screen? I am. And that would have been using Pursuer Imperative. Truth Bearer also would have gained a fate to use Pursuer Ultimatum. Let's actually have him gain 3 fate total, so he avoids the exhaust of Pursuer Ultimatum, but he still gets to use it. Go 1, 2, 3, and he has to go roll a D10, and we're going to say 6 or higher. Yes, he does not get the Ambrosia. I think it's usually the opposite, but that's weird to me. All right, 6 or higher. 3. All right, so we get the Ambrosia because we rolled low. You're there. Actually, I don't even think I probably should have just gone into it on purpose so I would get the Ambrosia. Let's just say we did that. I want to start getting everybody in close because I did not get to this point in my first, I haven't been to this point since my first playthrough, but I have this vague remembrance of a feeling of a sense of urgency towards the end of this fight. I don't remember details around it, but I remember feeling oh my god, I am almost going to lose this. So I want to keep everybody a little bit close. That way, if we have to start, I don't know if it's going to be that there's going to be more moving between the sunspots, but I think at least if we're a little bit closer, we can still have a Titan get to each point of the map, each corner of the map. And an unfortunate thing about Machina Nymph is that I did use time skip this Titan round, so I don't think I can get it back until, even if I use Machina Nymph to get an extra charge for it, I'm not going to be able to use the Argo ability again until next round. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go next with Truth Bearer. Or actually, instead, no. That's not what I'm going to do. I will have also used a charge of Pursuer Order in that last window of opportunity on that last AI card. We can go 1, 2, and then I think I'm in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, I'm still short by 1. I would have had to use... that's a lot of moving parts. But, I mean, I think it's fine. I don't think the full evade would have depended on this. I would have just been thinking about having Ascender go. This is kind of going back a lot, but I think it's okay. So in the first window of opportunity on this AI card, I don't know. that it feels like that's going back too far. I think it's okay because I don't think there's really any I think that's going back a little too much. All right. So we'll undo that. Then if I didn't do that, how much of the reflexing would I've actually wanted to do? No, you know what? Screw it. I think it's fine. We can do it. So we were here. We did, during the first ability window, we would have used Argocryptix Gamma Reflex to get here. I'll have to go back and look at the video to see what fate I should actually be at, because I don't know if I gained this fate or not. Then second ability window, we would use Pursuer Order, go 1, 2, and then I would have also used Pursuer Imperative to go 1, 2 here. But the rationale being that I wanted to, like, I know there's a BP2 on top. I know he's going to be teleporting to the next sunspot. I don't know what's going to be happening after that, but I can assume that he's going to be sitting on this spot, and I want to have Truthbearer. Like, Truthbearer can get into range to attack. Ascender would not be able to if Pitiless was right there. Okay. Looks like I need to gain one more fate. It's 6 fate. So then I will start with Ascender. Here. And then move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Activated. In order to attack, we'll need to gain a Rage and a Fate. We will get 3 dice, and we have +1. We have another +2 from being in the blind spot. I'm counting +5 total. We need 4 or higher. Hell yeah, it's a crit. That is a crit. I don't know what that's going to mean if we don't have any BP cards in there. But crit, hit, and miss. Oh, but I already got a full hit and I already got a crit, so I don't really care about re-rolling this. I could spiral one, but I'm not going to risk losing a full hit on a crit. We'll get auto break 1. Can go on this side for now, but it's not really going to matter because he's going to get out of... I'm not going to be in the blind spot by the time I have to put the tokens down. All right, so we'll draw our BP2. And we get our Magnificent Mane. Now I'm really going to have to think about how... Maybe I might have to change how I'm resolving these, because I think technically I should probably be resolving the text first before I finish wounding. But I guess, so, all right, here's what I'm going to do. Let's actually just do the power roll first, because who knows, maybe I'm going to miss and it's not even going to matter. We need 4 red dice and 2 black. All right, I'm nervous right now. I would really like to crit on this. We have 1 bonus power, so we need to get 9 on the dice. I'm going to roll these one at a time because that's more fun for me. That is 2 there. That's another 2 there. Off to a good start. That's another 2 there. That is, oh, hell yeah. We're at 8 total. Let's just roll these black dice. Okay, well, they were worse. But what is that? 8, 9... That's 12 total without using the black, and including the power from our Dahaka Blade. So we are good. We wound, we crit. So I'll queue this up. Another Titan may immediately move up to their movement and perform a bonus attack. Do I queue up the movement too? Would I do the movement now and then the attack afterwards? I guess so. So I'll move you there in preparation. Oh, well, actually, the, what was it? Do not escalate. So we wouldn't actually do the sun circle, so that's not going to matter. So you can go 1 to perform a movement action, right? So I can go diagonal. 1, 2, 3... let's just go there. I don't know, surround them a little bit. And then let's finish doing this. We'll do all the second ability window stuff and then we'll resolve the text. So we need to see paragraph 203, leave that out for indicating that, and also that we still have an attack to do. We go up to 8 wounds. No, nothing to escalate. We'll take out all of our Kratos tokens here, and in their place we will, oh wow, so he didn't move, so we are going to get black 3 closing 3. Black 3 closing 3. I can grab them. And what else do we have? We have, oh my gosh, too much black. We're going to get black, and then we have an elation, so we'll get, in total, we're going to get black break and 2 opening. Black break, 2 opening. Ugh, not a great pool. I guess I'm almost hoping for a bad power roll to start, so I don't feel bad about re-rolling them. Oh, and then rouse 1. Oh shoot, and then no reposition. Oh, that's not great. Okay. I think that is everything from our second ability window. Oh, we lose a fate because we put at least 5 tokens in there. Oh, and we get another opening. Yay. Then before we do our bonus attack, we have to read paragraph 0203.
All right, monkeys.
The golden youth snarls, irritated but otherwise untouched.
I will burn Delphi to cinder for your insolent blasphemy. They will suffer because of you. And you witness the sun.
Open envelope U. Place the BP3 card face down as the sole card in the BP deck. Yes. Place the BPX card to the side out of play. Place the AI3 card on top of the AI deck and continue. All right, let me grab that really quickly. Okay. So BP3 card goes face down as the sole card in the BP deck. That'll go there. Then BPX gets set aside. I guess we'll put that there. And then AI3. Place the AI3 on top of the AI deck. Oh, I haven't sleeved this. Whatever, it's fine. I'll sleeve it if I need to soon, if it gets shuffled in. Turn to the voiceover.
A blinding, impossibly bright light fills your senses. The last thing you see is the pitiless becoming the sun. The last thing you feel is your titan's flesh being reduced to ash. Their corporeal bodies erased from the world in a single, incandescent moment. Death reaches out for you through the Triskelion, and you too taste it.
Draw the AI3 card and resolve it immediately. Uh-oh. I think I remember what's happening now. I am the sun. I am the life giver. Target all titans. Attack. This attack cannot be canceled or ignored in any way. All titans are incinerated. This death is unavoidable. Return to 0203. Do I take them off the board? There's a window of opportunity there. But my bonus attack. All right. Well, that was fun. Good game. Guess we'll read about how Helios is going to continue to rule the world now.
Your mind swirls in the dark sea of thought and consciousness. Echoes of something whisper out to you from deeper within. Then you hear a distant, weary but undaunted voice. Disengage all Triskelion limiters! The surge of raw power explodes within you with a blinding light of 10,000 suns. The exalted triumph of mortal will over divine fate made manifest in the fire stolen from the gods. Even death cowers before it. The golden youth's eyes narrow as he gazes upon your bodies crackling with the awesome force of your god forms. Recognition flares within them, mixed with a seething hatred.
Fire! Sacrilege! I will rend your souls asunder, you ungrateful worms!
Damn. The voice actor who plays Pitiless is fantastic. I actually like him more than I like the Nietzsche, and I think he's my favorite voice actor so far. Dream's End. Remove all Dreamwalkers from the battle board. From now on, ignore the Dreamwalker rules. Haha! Sucks for you. I was already ignoring those. Gloves are off. Every active Titan that died from the I Am the Sun AI card immediately awakens into a god form. Resolve these in any order after reading all of the following instructions. Treat these as normal awakenings, but with unlimited trespass? What? Oh my god, what god forms are absolutely broken with that? Hephaestus could be, but also we're not drawing obols really. We're just getting incinerated. Zeus, but there's only one BP card in there. Okay, I'm sure. Well, I mean, Ares could be pretty good then. Basically gets a white power die and +1 power to every roll. That's probably the best. Okay, with unlimited trespass tokens, remove 3 out of the 4 AI 2 cards from the deck and place the AI 3 card at the bottom of the deck. Then reveal the BP 3 card face up. All right, let's do that. So I guess I'll put everything into the deck here. We'll shuffle these. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then we're going to remove the top 3 and put the AI 3 just below the AI 2. And then what? Reveal the BP 3? Is that right? Then reveal the BP 3 card face up. Okay. Let's put this here so you can see Godhood. Wait. Oh, okay. Oh. I was like, did I accidentally reveal the wrong card? No, I don't know why it says Ux in the top right and not 3, but Godhood. A different symbol, GT symbol, for the Eons. Total power of all failed attacks against this BP stacks and carries over. Note it. See 0203 for details. Okay. What does the critical say? Surely you jest. All right. Let's go back to our story. For the Eons, for all intents and purposes, GT functions like AT. Attacks against this BP card fail if you don't match or beat the GT as normal, but the total power stacks between attacks. Note it on the Argo sheet. I'll note it wherever that I damn well please. This means each subsequent Titan attack is stronger than the last. If the total combined power matches or beats the GT, the Gran Turismo, you finally deal a wound. Time is running out. Oh no! I mean, it's getting kind of late for me right now. Time is running out. The I Am the Sun AI ended up on the bottom of the AI deck, but the deck is woefully short now, and it will return to the top soon enough. When it triggers, even awakenings won't save you, so hurry up. Then finally return to the battle. Remember that an awakening grants each Titan immediate movement / pushback and a bonus attack. All right, this is where my gut was kicking in. This is why I was like, I should be close to people, because I remember in my first playthrough, I think I was not able to get close with multiple Titans and I almost lost. I'm still counting my bonus attack that I get. So one Titan is going to get multiple bonus attacks, and that one Titan is going to be my returner who, you know, has the best weapon imaginable right now. I guess I'll just keep Godhood in on this little thing, and then we'll put counter dice on it when we're ready to start incrementing the numbers. But I guess first we'll do our awakenings, then we'll give returner her first bonus attack, and then everybody will get their bonus attacks from the awakenings. You know what? Let's just forget about the bonus attack that was on here. I don't think we're going to need it. And it's kind of weird to think about how it's going to get played in. I think we're in good enough shape that we just don't have to worry about that. So let's figure out who we're awakening everybody into. I don't know if I should... I could use a mortal die if I awaken. I mean, that's never really a bad idea to try to upgrade those dice, because usually it ends up being worse. So somebody should get Ares, but not the return. Well, returner is also just going to go beyond in her current form, in her current god form. So her, that die actually becomes one tier higher, which, all right, I guess I'm going to be using the mortal die. I don't know if that's technically locked behind cycle 4. Maybe I'll just ignore that part of the instruction there. They refresh their trespass tokens back to max, which is going to be unlimited. They gain an additional 1 precision bonus and +1 movement. Okay, so she is at 14 movement total then. We'll give her a precision token to note this. And let's just have her go first. So she will attack. I mean, I guess every Titan died. So does that mean every other Titan gets 3 rage? I guess I'll just ignore the rage gain from the Titan deaths, because they all kind of died at the same time. So they didn't really have a chance to get angrier. All right. Gain a rage. We don't need to gain a fate. We're going to have +3, +4, +5. We just can't roll a 2. That's the only thing. The only thing we can't roll. I need to show the screen, and it's you. We have 3 dice. Boom. 3, 6, 7. That's a full hit. We'll get 3 dice. Yeah, I'm just ignoring the die upgrade because I remember not being sure how to handle a white power die when you have the Agonius earlier in the game. I don't think I want to introduce the mortal die because that is technically cycle 4 and 5 stuff. Not that that's really stopped me before, but I feel like that's a nice fun surprise to save for later because it's a massive fucking die. You know what? All right, nah, screw it. We are gonna do. All right, so Hermes is going to get. We are gonna upgrade Hermes' die. He goes from having a black die to a white die. That means we're gonna get 4 white dice, which means we're actually gonna replace 2 of those white dice with the big. I mean, just look at the size comparison of this. That is a massive fucking die. Well, I've used cycle 4 stuff before. Why would I stop now? We're gonna get we don't get an extra red die from our Kratos table yet. Dang it! So we're just gonna have these 3. I did not get my auto break 2. Let's do that now. I guess whatever I roll on these, I'll probably end up using black on them anyway, just because they have so many potential symbols. Yeah. We'll just use black on all 3 of them. Boom. All right, not amazing, but let's see, it's going to be 1, 2, plus 3 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, just 10. Not the best, but hey, very good. We get 10 power. I think I would have actually done better without jumping up to the mortal die, but I just, I kind of thought it'd be funny to show the mortal die. All right, what am I doing here? Just clear these. And what are the tokens we're going to get? Ooh, I have a greater pass. I think I'll pass the rouse for that, probably. Let me get opening 2, hope 2. Take this out. Opening 2, hope 2. And I can do like pass 4, black 1. Black 1. I had how many break? Oh, just the 1 break. All right, so we passed that as 1. And then I guess we can do, how many opening did I have? 3 openings. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Take that out. Then I'm going to reposition her back, because I might end up giving her another turn with one of the nymphs. And I don't want her to start her turn adjacent to the primordial. These come out. These come out. Let's then awaken. Let's do Truth Bearer into Ares. Then we get to do his bonus attack and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His movement is just 5 still, right? Yeah, so he has to attack from there, which is just enough. We get +1, +2, +3, +4 from our pauldron. Okay, we just need 2 or higher to hit. We're going to gain a rage. Don't need to gain a fate. 2 or higher. I wish I was on a time anchor. Boom. 5. Good enough for me. That's going to be 1 white, 2 black, 2 red, 3 red, 3 red. And I will lose one of my infinite trespass tokens to gain an extra power for this power roll. And we get auto hope 1. Can't forget that now. All right, how many, let's see, we have a power reroll and we have a black token. So let's do black on this, power reroll on this. Black on the white die. Okay, and power reroll on the black. All right, not great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total. That's going to bring us up to 22. And then clear the Kratos pool, and we will get break 3 from the weapon. Break 3. What else we got? Get Elation 1, connection opening token. Then we'll get 2 break, an opening, and a hope. 2 break, opening, hope. Then we will lose a fate. We're putting a bunch of Kratos tokens in there. Take all these out. Dang, I probably should have done pushback when I initially went with returner to push the push the Pitiless to the west. That ends that bonus attack. Then we will get a bonus attack with Dawnburner. We're going to awaken Dawnburner into Artemis. Oh gosh. When you're about to perform an attack roll, you may set aside one non-crit die from the... Oh, shoot. Well, I guess that... I kind of just wanted to do it for the bonus precision for him. Yeah, I think I'll still do it. So you don't need to move. Again, it would be really nice if I had set up a time anchor around here. That'd be... But, all right. We need +1, +2, +5, +6, +7. We only need a 2 or higher. Did I gain a rage? I don't think I did. 5 rage. Oh my god. All right, we are gonna gain a fate to reroll that. All right, please, please. 5, good enough. Whew. All right. 2 black dice from the weapon, 1 black die from me, 2 red, 3 red total. No auto tokens. We'll just roll all these dice. Not bad. This is a little cocked, but it's fine. What do we get? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with the hope. How many power reroll do I have? I can power reroll 1. Reroll this one. Nice. All right, it gets us extra power. So that gets us 14 power. Yep. So that's 36. What do we need? We need 40. Ah, we're so close. All right. So those come out. And clear these. We will get break 3. And maybe hope 1, fire 1, opening 1. Hope 1, opening 1, fire 1. Oh, this is a little worse than I was expecting. That's okay. We can stay in the blind spot with the Ascender. And then, oh shoot, I was not even showing that, was I? Damn it, I apologize. I thought I switched. Yep, I'm gonna need to start setting up a screen across from me so I can actually see that more regularly. But for the last awakening bonus attack, I'm gonna switch into I'm gonna switch Ascender to, where are you at? Zeus, there you are. Zeus. And we will get +2 precision for this. We're going to gain a rage, gain a fate. We're +6 precision total. We have Atlantean Oscillator, so we'll get 3 dice. We need to 3 or higher. That's a crit. Oh baby, I'm gonna crit. Okay. God damn it. I swear I rolled the crit. I swear I did it. I swear I did it. I had to finish recording this video at night, and I'm a little tired right now. So apologies for forgetting to switch over to the camera, but we got a crit. Not that it really matters, but I wonder if I can get a core for him. I don't care about this. We will get, what, 3 black and 3 red. Grab these 3 red. And we'll get an auto break 1 as well. Boom. 2, 4, 6, 7. All right, this is a lot. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't know if it matters how much we go over by. Total power C0203 for details. Well, we got the crit, so actually we're going to have to skip the wound and nothing happens. All right, C0204.
You are soaring. Your moves and attacks a transcendent dance. You and your Titan act as one, are one, and you are one with your team. The hail of blows and strikes against the Radiant Man is unrelenting, overwhelming, ceaseless. When one of you loses a step, another takes their place and presses on. No relief, no quarter, no space given. You give it your all, pushing the god forms to their very limits. The divine field surrounding the pitiless crackles and flickers, but still holds. Your hearts skip a beat. The boom is deafening, powerful enough to shatter mountains. All those who hear it for just an instant imagine that perhaps this would be the sound the world will make when it finally shatters. A flash of brilliant light and a gout of flame large enough to swallow a village. The 13th Muse spits forth its shining payload of tears, obliterating itself in the process. The projectile races through the air and into the sky. The reverse of all the falls you've witnessed since your arrival in Delphi. In its wake, it leaves an absence of sound, followed a few heartbeats later by the sonic boom of air being ripped apart by the sheer speed and force. It catches the pitiless in the chest with a soul-wrenching crack. When the smoke and flame clears, the youth still stands, but is radiant no more. His previously unblemished chest is now marred by a scorch mark, tiny lines spreading from it across the golden skin like a web of fractures on a piece of pottery. He looks at you with disbelief, and, to your utter surprise, something resembling fear.
Yes! The wound you've just dealt isn't a wound, but it's a start. Remove the BP3 card from the game. Do not escalate. Put the BPX card in the game face up. This is the BP deck. 1 in a million. The Pitiless is vulnerable, but so are you. Deal the final wound to end it. All right, well, I exceeded the AT. I had a little bit of a memory this was coming up, so I kind of knew I had a feeling I wanted to save Zeus for this last Titan attacking, so I will fully take ownership of that. But I definitely beat this AT value by at least, what is it? At least 3, right? Yeah. I'm going to lose one of my many infinite tokens, and I will perform a bonus attack with Ascender. Although I guess to ignore responses, resolve the rest of the attack, then push back 5. I guess that's another case where it's like, we'll just ignore the bonus attack. It's fine. So this, does the BPX get face up? Put the BPX card in the game face up. Okay, so this comes out. I haven't even really been able to use all the other Nemoses. So I got distracted because I saw that Nemos over there. BPX is, go to this screen, Godhood, weakened. GT value of 15. Instinct, so if we fail, perform signature against the attacker. All right. Who can deal 15 power? All right, this is going to come out. I guess the question is, do I want to use the nymph? I should probably go all out on my nymphs here. We're going to clear all this. I actually don't think this is going to be an amazing Kratos pool. We will get black 3, closing 3. Yeah, it's going to be too much black. Black 3, closing 3. Although we could survive another primordial round because it's still the AI 2 on top. Do not get that break 1, unfortunately. We do get the rouse 1. Take that out, put another opening in. I'm on the wrong person. When I said take that out, I meant take out the ambrosia for elation. And we're going to get 2 more black and then a break and an opening. Ugh. Break. Opening. Yeah, this pool kind of sucks. Too many black tokens is just not good. That will end his turn. I am going to use I'm going to use the... Which nymph do I want to use right now? I'm going to use the Age Nymph. Right now we are going to be going into Otis Zero's turn. We're using the Age Nymph. And we're going to spend a summoning charge. I'm not... Oh, actually I should be paying attention to this because... How many nymphs have I used? Just the one. Let's go here. God forms and summons. Let's see, we've awakened into Zeus, we've awakened into Ares, and we've awakened into Artemis. We've used Nietzschean Nymph. So we've used that summoning charge, and then we're using Age Nymph. It's another summoning charge. Then during the Titan round, the chosen Titan gains a bonus turn. So I'm going to give this bonus turn to... I'm actually going to give it to Truthbearer, because I think he actually has the best chance of wounding. I think upgrading the Returner's Hermes black die to a white die actually hurts more than it helps. I haven't even run my simulator on that, but I'm pretty sure it does, because usually when you combine to upgrade, like when you combine dice to upgrade them to the next tier, that usually ends up being worse than the dice that you had to combine. So like 2 reds is usually better than 1 black, 2 black is usually better than 1 white. Anyway, we're finally reestablishing your time anchor. It's been a while. It's been a while. Then from here, we are going to gain a rage to attack. We have plenty of precision, so we're just going to need a 2 or higher. Oh, wow, that was... I'm not even showing my... Dang it. Well, just for your information, what happened was I rolled the die and it landed like up in here and crooked. Actually, kind of landed like on top of the dice. So anyway, you didn't really miss anything. Boom. 9. All right. There we go. So then we are going to get 2 red dice. No, 3 red dice, 2 black dice, and a white die. We have +1 power from Ares. And we are effectively at 5 rage. I may not wound with this one, but I expect to wound with the next one. Boom. Well, good thing that was a bad roll, because now I don't feel bad re-rolling a lot of them with black tokens. So let's do black, 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 black. Sure. Black. Okay, that could get us somewhere. That's probably short. What? This is the only one I didn't re-roll with black. It goes like that. Oh, and then we had auto hope 1. That might help. I think we just barely did it. Because of the extra power from Ares, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus 1 power from Ares. 15, baby! That is 15 power. We're taking down this son of a bitch. Go to paragraph 0206.
The pitiless staggers back from the last blow, clutching at his wound. Gasps of labored, torturous breath seep through his clenched teeth.
You can't defeat me.
He wheezes as his failing body gives way under him.
I am a god. You are nothing.
You see the marble floor beneath his once glorious frame dampens with excrement. He gasps, panic in his once alluring, commanding voice, that much more pitiful to hear.
I can't. You can't.
You step forward, looming tall over the fallen deity. The last wafts of the awakening's divine power are carried off by rising wind. Your forms barely holding, emaciated by the sudden withdrawal. You are burned out. You feel no hate or rage toward this creature, only pity. Helios meets your gaze for a single, silent moment, and in his eyes you see despair, hatred, and self-loathing.
Monkeys.
He wheezes, before all life leaves him and he falls, dead. You look to the starlit horizon, where the sun begins to rise. A new day. Delphi is free. It's over. You did it. You really did it. The wind becomes stronger, and you hear a booming rumble echo throughout the sun's domain. Its lavish, Byzantine, impossible structure finally giving way to the laws of the mortal world. With titan eyes, you look to the Phoenikos, its fragile hull too battered and damaged to take flight. Well, you always knew this was a one-way trip. Might as well enjoy it. You walk to the edge of the throne room courtyard then, so you have a front row view of the sunrise. The sun's domain begins to fragment and fall toward Hellas, like a rain of shooting stars. You linger. You do all this while junctioned, because you can't imagine leaving your hulking, kind allies. No, friends, alone in these final moments. You will face them together. As the light seeps onto Hellas, heralding a new dawn and a coming thaw. Your only wish is for the Argo to have made it out before the time front. Shame you won't be able to find out if it had, but you have unwavering hope, and hope is all you need to move forward.
The story of those who went to the sun to face its descendant and the pitiless ends here, and what a ride it has been.
The time front tightens around the lands of Delphi. The people have scarcely any time to even think about the onrushing wall of oblivion before, in a heartbeat, they are utterly consumed, erased. And yet, what lies beyond this time front is not nothingness, but a land mended. Not the glorious yet suffocating past, and not the free but frigid future. It is the Delphi of the present, scarred by the eschaton and the primordial emergence, but unshackled from tyranny, and still very much looking to the future with promise. A thaw comes and the ice begins to recede. Cities gleam in the bright, warm sunlight, their former glory not restored, but a new one waiting to be found. Forests and fields are pulsing with life, vibrantly fertile, even with the ongoing threat of ambrosia contamination. The people of Delphi and its surrounding lands open their eyes, a strange feeling of dizzy inertia seizing them for just a moment, but the instant passes. They remember the hardship and the rule of the Sun Heir's priesthood, the mission of the Argo to topple the time front, but not the loop itself, and are better for it. Life, as it has done for countless days beforehand, goes on, ever forward. The horrors of the time lock not forgotten, and the scars of the people remain, but are healing nicely. Not all remnants of the fractured timelines were erased. Those who have traveled to today's Delphi from the past or future remain in it, trapped or with a second chance, depending on how they look at what life brings them. Upon the upper deck of a Simoki septerime, a small awning has been set up, providing shelter for the commander of the vessel, a man clad in the armor of an Archon. He sits at a small table, a cup of wine in one hand as he pores over several maps. Before his eyes, a veil that enveloped Delphi falls away. The Archon smiles and gives the order to set sail.
The tenacity of the Argonaut does not disappoint. Let's make sure the peace stays in place after they inevitably move.
The Simoki relief fleet that shadowed the Argo from the shores of Sparta, but cautiously remained beyond the time lock's boundaries, precisely measured by 2 independent scout units, begins to move. They bring much-needed supplies and advancements to the people in need, including anti-primordial defenses, while in return they only ask for openness to trade and new ideas, and the acceptance of the Sinoikismos' way. Wasn't it the Argonauts who showed the world that in unity, everything was possible? Of the mighty iron vessel, the Argo, no trace remains.
If Sun Heir's diplomacy is highest, see 0209. If Twilight Watch is highest, see 0210. If Delphian diplomacy is highest, see 0211. Well, they're all the high, or I think Twilight Watch and Delphian is tied. Check. Yeah. All right, well, let's go with the Delphians. Let's go with 0211.
A land at peace, at long last. The Sun Heir's theocracy no longer holds sway over Delphi. Having stepped aside from issues of governance and politicking, and the numbers of the priesthood have greatly fallen. But those who persist in faith, not in the god, but in the ideals of their religion, remain to tend to the spiritual needs of the people, guiding their hearts and minds through trial and tragedy, and giving them succor when it is needed, even incorporating an odd foreign concept of the hope logic. The Twilight Watch remains, too, held together by those stranded here from the forlorn future, though it was too small to vie for control and instead chose an advisory role. For is the world not still infested with primordials? Thus a watch is still needed. With their help, Delphi borders are well protected, and expeditions to border states, like Erymanthea or Lerna, are mounted to relieve their peoples in the struggle against the eschaton, and to look for the Heraclidae. It is an uneasy peace, but growing stronger by the day, a meshing of the best parts of the three. Wisdom of the soul of the old, the drive and energy of the newer, younger generations, and the experience of the battle-hardened whose future was averted. With this unity, the land will thrive in time.
Mark S7 gain 1 Argo knowledge. I really hope at this point you've filled up your Argo knowledge. Choice matrix S7. Check this off. Delphi reaches peace under the Delphian people. C0212.
The Simici quickly establishes an outpost on the southern coast of Delphi, taking over the ruins of Veltos, the port town that was razed and pillaged by the Nietzschean. In the coming days, reports begin to reach Spymaster Siagra's ears. Various contacts bringing her tidings from across the Delphian countryside. With each piece of news, she gets a better grasp of what the Argo and its crew had to do to protect this land from cataclysm.
I was impressed when you toppled the Nietzschean,
she says one morning.
No need to rub it in.
Okay. If 08 is marked C0213, all right, I think we're gonna have to do a lot of reading. I may end up just taking over reading at some point because this is a little slow and I kind of need to, I want to get through it, but I also enjoy the reading myself. If 08 is marked C0213, I do not have 08 marked. If 01 is marked C0214, we do have 01 marked. It's from defeating the Nietzschean in Delphi.
In time, the town of Veltos, where the Simici is based, grows into a thriving port, a bastion of trade and commerce for the people of Delphi. The scars of the Spartan invasion remain, but the people of the town often speak of the Argonauts who came to their aid, fighting off the fearsome monster of the Nietzschean to keep them safe. It is only thanks to those warriors' intervention that the polis still stands and can grow from strength to strength.
Return to the previous passage. Okay, I'm going to take over some reading here because I can do this. I'm going to have fun with this. If A2 is marked, is A2 marked? A2 is marked because we supported the Twilight Watch member Vetus in building the Astereem. Z0215. In a small village in the Delphian countryside, a young shipwright, the inspired Vetus, works with feverish intensity on his greatest project. The Astereem he took to the skies in Delphi's hour of need. The heavenly chariot was damaged and requires extensive repairs and rare parts from Hyperborean ruins. Tell him, says Siagara with a wry smile, that the Simici sees his pleas and is more than eager to provide funds for an expedition to the north, to ruins of the Grey Giants, if he can share his blueprints. All right, C0, if 03 is marked, C0216. 03 is marked because we chased the Sun Airs out of the Hyperborean structure. As the years pass, certain parts of Delphi become more and more hostile toward the old religious ways, a divide between those who honor the dead gods and those who place mortal might above all else. Small skirmishes break out in towns close to the borders of Delphi. It is unclear what may happen, but some fear a schism between the people. A breakaway sect of Delphians forming, the risk of a civil war grows day by day. If H9 is marked C0217, H9, where are you? H9 is not marked. If K7 is marked, K7 is marked because we helped more moderate groups of sun heirs called the Sun Seekers find a safe place to establish their group, but we believe more devout sun heirs will intervene in time. More and more Hyperborean ruins are excavated, and, along with these discoveries, a new sect of former sun heirs emerges, dedicated to studying the ancient giants and their accomplishments, trying to use those lessons for the good of all. In time, a commune is established in the mountains, where the scientifically minded come together with religiously devoted to create a haven of free thought and innovation. Some of the discoveries unearthed there are truly wondrous to behold, and the people of Delphi marvel at the creations of the Sky Seekers. Okay, so maybe my interpretation of that... Oh no! Oh shoot, what paragraph was that? I think it was 0212. Yeah, okay. Maybe my notes were a little off there, because my notes did not sound like they really matched up with 0218. Then if you checked all the above, see 0219. Though the Argo was gone, its legacy remains, and the names of its crew will pass into legend. And what of those who served on the Argo for a time, but found that their own path led to a different fate? Okay, we got a lot going on here. I think these are all retirements. Oh boy. Why can't I scroll on the app there? Okay. If B11 is marked, no. C11, no. D11 is marked because Oleander left the Argo to exercise his freedom. I'm gonna pull up the. No, you guys would probably appreciate seeing text. So, oh jeez, 0233. Imprisonment. No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, dang it. Sorry. Technical difficulties, and by that I mean user stupidity. D11 0233. Okay. Let me go down. Imprisonment. There are many cages one encounters in life, many prisons that can entrap one's spirit, if not their physical body. But when one breaks free and starts to make their own choices in life, they can find a deep joy and satisfaction in this. Such was the way with this Argonaut. They struck out on their own, adventuring far and wide across the explored world, witnessing many wonders and communing with peoples in every corner of the known realms. Their lust for adventure and knowledge became legendary, and they lived out their days in command of their own vessel, a life full of wonder, and one lived fully free. Not hitting that back arrow again. E11 is not marked. F11, no. G11, no. H11, no. I11 is marked. Raz retired to be with her daughter. Which number was that? 0238. Haunted. The woman helps their elderly parent, an Argonaut, or so they claimed, up the mountain slope. They come here every now and then to look at the sea, to watch for the Argo's passing. It never does, but that's all right. She never thought she would see them again. Then, when they returned to her so many years ago, together the pair started their lives over, choosing to live well and happily, making a new home and experiencing life fully in honor of those who had been taken from them. The pain of loss is a heavy burden to bear, one that never fully leaves you, but one you can transform and keep moving forward. To simply continue, in their memory, the dead do not haunt those whom they loved, after all, while the warmth of their memories can fill you, giving strength and courage to face each day. Let's see. I11 is where we left off. J11, no. K11, no. L11 is marked because Olympia retired, accepting that death will come soon, and she wants to live in... my note is cut off here. In peace. That was L11, 235. A familiar curse. Sometimes the world is a chaotic and cruel place. We can spend our days fighting it, or we can learn to accept the good and the bad, make what we will of it. The Argonaut, their time limited, decided to spend it wisely, building a legacy with people they loved and cared for. They found a home in a remote village on the shores of Attica, and lived out the rest of their days surrounded by those who they came to call their family. Telling them of the adventure of the great iron ship and of the values it carried wherever it called port. In time, fate claimed them, but they passed with a smile on their lips and a satisfied heart. That was L11 we left off with. Let me scroll down in my app here if I can. M11 is marked. Wait, I11 is where we left off. J, no. K, no. L, wait, actually L is where we just read. Oh, there's nothing to read for M11? What was M11? Fisher defies... Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, now we are on to the 12s. Let me scroll back up in Scribe. Come on. Why are you being difficult, Scribe? All right, there we go. A12, no. B12, no. C12. Leocules left the Argo to find his own life and come to terms with the guilt he faces from surviving the eschaton. B12 is 231. Spewed by the abyss. The Argonaut rarely thought of their time aboard the Argo. So strong was their bond with their loved ones. On the rare occasions they did, they remembered both the haunting memories of their past and the eventually tranquility beyond that came from accepting the pain and struggle they had survived. They moved on from their trauma and from the Argo. We do have D12 marked as well. That is from the orphan who retired to try to find inner peace and calm her fury. 227. Death precedes. The Argonaut's journey was a long and difficult one, as letting go of the rage of battle and the red mist that filled one's veins was never a simple affair. But in time, they found a place to call home, away from the struggles of the world, safe from its wars. There, they turned their mind inwards, studying their own instincts and habits, until they gained a deep and long-lasting peace. In time, rumors began to spread far and wide of a wise hermit, a warrior of the mighty city ship who put aside their blade and found wisdom beyond words. Many youths sought them out, but they would only accept a few. All their life they hoped a time would come when everyone learned the Argo's message and that peace would triumph at last. Next one we have is going to be G12, because Destan retired to teach people about the strength of compassion. That D12 is 227. Wait, what? Did I read the wrong one for the wrong person? Oh, no, sorry. G12 is what I need to read. 242. Runt of the litter. The Argonaut looks at the Spartan assembly with a wide smile. Though diminutive, they are given much respect, rightfully so, for they are one of the counselors of kings. Their whole life they have shown time after time that size and brute strength and rage and ruthlessness are not the measures of mortals. That cunning and wisdom and compassion and compromise are mighty weapons of peace, and peace serves all but the power-hungry. The lessons of the Argo live on long after its passing. They have made damn sure about it. One day, One day they hope the city ship will once again call port in Laconia and see what was achieved in their absence. And the next one we have is I-12, because Hypatia chose to take the lessons she learned through her trials and use them to show others the way. I-12 is 223. Cast-off. The cast-off remained a cast-off in name only, as they worked to help those harmed by evils of the world. Crippled and rejected, they think of their time aboard the Argo in bittersweet terms. For the lows they experienced then were like no other, but so too were the highs. In the end, they tell the city ship to their wards. Oh my gosh. In the end, they tell of the city ship to their wards, to inspire them to move forward and upward. And let's see, scroll down a little bit more here. Can get to work. Okay, I think that's all the ones. Oh, and then N12, no, S8. Come on. I have to I really need to restart Scribe, but okay, I don't think I have S8 marked. No, I do not. Then if you've checked all of the above, see 0250. Far above Hellas, drifting through the darkness beyond the sky. Oh, I'm going to let them read this.
Far above Hellas, drifting through the darkness beyond the skies, the remnants of the sun's domain tumble through the vast nothingness. Scorched chunks of marble and rock moving in a dizzying dance. The occasional shard of bronze and other metals shimmers in the debris. Empty, abandoned, lifeless. And yet, there are a few loose ends here, too.
If M11 is marked, that is marked because of Fisher. So we're going to see 251.
The hiss of waves crashing on sand fills the air, a constant susurrus, with the occasional cry of a seabird echoing far overhead. And there, where the water met with the ocean, a figure lies. The Argonauts' eyes snap open, a deep gasp escaping from their throat as they draw a sudden, unexpected breath. They lift their head, looking about warily. They were, and they remember. The realization strikes them like a lightning bolt. They remember the flight of the Skyseeker Titan and the dumping of the cryptex in this churning sea. The final battle, the sun's domain. Their voyage on the Argo, their awakening in the mausoleum, and the face of their beloved, Daphne. Daphne. Gone was the curse put upon them by Helios. The Argonaut stands with a rush, their unsteady feet growing more confident with every step. They need to find her, Daphne, the love they had thought lost, the love they had forgotten. And then they remember what was done to the Argonauts, and that he was never part of them to begin with. With hurried steps, they set off at a sprint.
Ooh, very eerie. Return to 250. If R8 is marked, see 0253. R8 is marked because we convinced Icarus to give up the throne of Helios without battling him. Oh, wrong one.
The skies above Delphi are crystal clear, the brightest of sapphire, Far above, the unhindered sun is approaching zenith, shining warmly across the fertile lands of the valleys and slopes of Mount Parnassus. A lone figure stands atop a cliff face, looking out over the deep blue of the seas spreading out to the south. Before him, a cairn of small flattened rocks has been piled up, an effort at a burial mount, although no body lies beneath. A wooden staff has been driven into the cairn, atop which the figure drapes a large cloak, its patterns mimicking the feathers of a great bird. Alectryon steps back, looking up at the memorial to his fallen friend with weary, sorrowful eyes. A deep sigh seeps from his lips.
I'm sorry for how things turned out, lad,
He mutters.
You were a greater man than Daedalus ever gave you credit for, Icarus. I hope, wherever your spirit ends up, you will realize that.
With that, the former commander of the aspirant turns from the grave of Icarus, shoulders slumping as he trudges away. He pauses for just a moment, allowing the grief to wash through him. Then he lifts his head, gazing skywards. His fallen friend would not want him to spend the rest of his days in mourning. Rather, he has a new goal: to find those who, unlike him, were not whisked away from the sun's domain when the time front reset Delphi. Where does one start to look for a ship the size of a polis?
So he was taken away from the sun's domain. Then if R5 is marked, R5 is not marked. So we continue on to see 0207. Amazing work, everybody on this list. You did an excellent job. Very good, very good. C0153 for an after credit scene.
The colonnade seems to go on forever. Countless steps up the steep cliff to the small observatory overlooking the sea and the sea of stars. When the figure enters, they are out of breath, though they manage to ask, "So?"
So?
Daedalus turns to them from the giant bronze cylinder some called a telescope and says,
So, they have done it.
"Truly."
Yes, the god is dead. We may begin phase 2.
Phase 2? Tantalizing. Now C0258 for an after credit scene.
Wind howls across the midnight dunes, the ebony sands shifting on fierce, swift zephyrs. Aside from the shrill calls of the gusts, the vast desert is utterly still, almost serene. But it is far from it. A struggle for survival goes ever on. Above the dunes, a vast, dark shadow looms high, an imposing mountain of metal and stone. It shifts uncertainly, settling a little deeper into the sands. A temple complex devoid of divine patrons remains dark, the Balneon hidden within, shattered beyond repair. The man everyone calls the old priest limps out of one of the structures toward the prow of the Argo. Many others follow. As he walks, he takes it all in. Strange skies, with stars utterly different to those staring at Hellas. No mountain ranges or uplands. just a vast, black desert, the likes of which he has never seen or heard of in all of his travels. And he has traveled the world. He stops beneath the figurehead of Atlas the World Carer and squints. There, on the horizon, a distant landmark, the one feature standing out from the rolling sands. It seems tiny, but for it to be seen at this distance, it must be enormous, massive, unthinkably so. It is a tower, immensely tall, overlooking the desert and clawing its way far up into the sky above. And there, beyond the clouds and far beyond the eye's reach, a faint glow, like a powerful flame. The old priest feels it in his bones. Powerful, malevolent, all-seeing, and still growing. He turns from the tower to the closest deckhand.
Unbury the mausoleum. Awaken 4. Tell them there is urgent need.
There is need! This concludes Cycle 3 of Aeon Trespass Odyssey, Pitiless of the Sun. The voyage will continue in Cycle 4, Gardens of Infinite Growth. That's it! We conquered, well, I wouldn't say we conquered, we set Delphi free. We freed it from the conquering that Time and Helios had over all of Delphi. We freed Icarus from feeling trapped in the shadow of his father. We traveled to the sun's domain. And we not only discovered that there was at least still a god alive, we found Helios. We took him down, and we also learned that it seems like they know more about they being the gods. Maybe there's more alive, but at least he had referred to the gods at some point and said, oh, like I knew, what exactly did he say? I knew they'd be lost without us, or something to that effect. So we also just got a cut over to Daedalus, who's, I guess, still alive, and has saying that they can begin phase 2. We've seen references to Trismegistus, who is maybe an individual person or a group. We're not really sure, but there's clearly a lot more to the Argo than we know. There's still a lot more to discover. We don't even really know what happened to everybody that was in the sun's domain. I mean, Electrion seemed to have gotten pulled away and reset when the time front reset Delphi, but who knows what had to happen to everybody else. Meanwhile, the Argo got thrown off into a distant desert somewhere, and we've, I guess, just lost these 4 Argonauts. I don't know. I can't remember if the Cycle 4 book tells you what to do with them. I don't think we got any closure for, I mean, I guess presumably they're dead. But what a crazy and wild ride. It was a lot of fun to experience this whole thing again, this whole story. It was like, it felt different. It felt cool for me to know it was coming, but also just kind of, I don't know, feel like I'm showing this to other people. Yeah, it's just a whole fun experience. I think like the first time, the second time going through, it's not quite as like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. Like the first time, it was just, my mind was absolutely blown. Like I couldn't believe that a god was still alive. I couldn't believe the damn player marker, the priority player marker was like, haha, this is actually a primordial that was here the whole time. And like it should have been obvious. Like it has the sun emblem at the bottom. It has the same emblem that all of the primordials have. Actually, is it exactly the same, or is it slightly different? Nah, other than like the sun around it, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, just absolutely wild in my opinion. Amazing game. there's still a lot about this world that we obviously need to learn. Hopefully we'll learn some of that in cycle 4. Hopefully we'll learn some of that in cycle 5. But yeah, I need to end this video because I need to go to bed. But thank you for watching. If you have watched to this point, you're fucking awesome. I just really appreciate your support and you actually taking time to watch these videos. I really hope that you're enjoying the content. I just hope you're enjoying the game. I don't know. It seems like a lot of the people who at least have been interacting through the videos or through like the comments in the videos have played this game, asking questions about it. And I don't know. I'm curious if you are somebody who's watching these videos and you haven't played the game, I'm really interested in hearing from you because I just kind of want to I don't know. I just think that's so cool. I hope I'm able to deliver this experience that, I don't know, like this world of mystery and help share that with you. Sometimes I find it a little bit difficult because I'm not sure when I should talk about things versus not talk about things. Since I played the game before and I remember some things, I don't remember everything. The first time I did this fight, for instance, in my first playthrough, way different experience. It was much more balls to the wall. I was definitely not doing as well as I did here. I was benefited from multiple things. I had the first pass that I started to do, and then I realized I was forgetting a rule, so I kind of knew some of the BP cards and everything that were coming up, in terms of the BP cards being the same. Then towards the end of the fight, I kind of remembered what was going on with you would have one BP3 that you had to do a bunch of damage to, and then you had to do one final attack. I forgot about everybody awakening. That was cool. I remembered that there was going to be some extra attacks that we got. I couldn't remember how that was supposed to work. But yeah, so sometimes I think I'm not able to deliver really that first playthrough experience to some people who might be looking for that. But I also think that some people come to these videos to kind of get some idea of, I like to think I'm pretty good at the game. I may forget some rules. I may just forget mechanics sometimes, but hopefully I'm able to provide enough strategy and thought so that you can ignore the things that I'm forgetting about and still take away some strategy and be able to apply it to your game. Or you're just enjoying going along for the ride and seeing somebody who, again, I think I'm pretty good at the game. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you watch me and you're like, this guy sucks. But hopefully you enjoy watching somebody who you think is good, or maybe you think I suck and you're just criticizing me for it. That's fine too. I'm all right with that. Just keep that to yourselves. That's it for me. Thank you again. I appreciate it. I can't wait to start cycle 4. It might be a little bit of time if you're watching these videos in real time. I'm probably gonna a little bit of spoiler. I'm probably gonna take a break from Aeon Trespass. I might play a couple of small games just to get some other games on the channel here. But I'm also gonna be, I think, starting a Gloomhaven 2nd Edition campaign. But I'll announce that separately. I'm still thinking through how I want to do that. But yeah, I think I have binged this game a lot, and I need a break from it so I can come back to cycles 4 and 5 and really enjoy it to its maximum potential, because I want to give it the love and attention it deserves and not feel like I'm rushing through it at points. Because to be honest, there were some times throughout this cycle in particular where I was like, nah, okay, I'm kind of ready to move on to another game, but I wanted to get this cycle done. But it's a great cycle. I love it. I love this whole game. Anyway, I'm just going in circles now. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.